Hi guys. So I'm coming to do what Spirit said as far as I was trying to think of what I wanted to do for a 12-year anniversary because I've been doing this for 12 years this month, and Spirit showed me the idea of putting everything that I have as far as validation videos. Now, there are validation videos that I'm missing that I haven't gotten to, such as Elijah and whatnot. Um, so this is going to be just a taste of all the validation videos that I can find, that I can put together to show what we have accomplished on this channel and what we're about. It also shows the accuracy that Spirit um, channels through me, and again, what this channel is about and what we've accomplished. Um, and that's basically what this video is going to be about. We are always here for true speaking. We are always here to give the most accurate information that we can. Does that mean we're always going to be right? No, but I trust Spirit, and I have to believe that Spirit has my back. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for 12 years, and I'm always growing and evolving. We never hit the glass ceiling in this kind of work. We're always growing and evolving. And I feel like me speaking out and changing the things that I talk about and speaking about things that they want me to without asking questions and being their voice is why Spirit has helped me evolve. And the people that have watched me for a long time, they've watched me evolve. They've watched me change. They've watched me grow. And even more so now in the recent few months when I've been speaking about things I don't normally feel comfortable about. Which, side note, as I said, fact check. I see a lot of misinformation in the comments on the video I just posted. Fact check or go to the community page. I did it for you. Put that there. Anyways, back to what I was saying. um, I get driven crazy. I can't handle it. So basically what this video is going to be, again, is going to be validation videos, the ones that I can compile, that I have. And the reason why most of you follow me, the reason why we run this channel is to give Spirit voice. That's the biggest thing. It's also to show what we've accomplished, to show the messages that Spirit have given, and to show how accurate they can be. And I don't take the credit. I give that to Spirit because I would not be here without Spirit, and I would not be here without you. So I want to thank you for those of you that have followed, that have been here, that have supported me, that have been on my vibe, that have been subscribers for a long time. And all of the new subscribers that we have, welcome. All the ones that have been here for a short time, welcome. I hope that you stick around for a long time. I hope you get to know me and what this channel is about. You are all very much appreciated. Regardless of what I've said or what I've done, who have supported me in many ways, from donations to buying merchandise to supporting my animals, or whatever you've done to support me, to liking, subscribing, and commenting on my videos. I thank you so much for your love and support. It means everything to me, and I've come a long way, and I've worked really hard to get where I am. So the last few months have been really hard when I've seen things go backwards, but I have to trust that Spirit has a reason, and that they will have my back regardless, and that woke people will find me again, and that people will come for the right reasons. So I'm very thankful to Spirit for giving me my gifts. I wrote a book about how I got my gifts on Amazon. You can see all that information in the description box below, and all the ways to support me are down there if you want to continue to do so and help support this channel and help support the search dogs that I'm trying to train right now. But basically, that's what this channel is about. It's about Spirit's voice. It's about justice. It's about giving Spirit's message, no matter what that may be. It's about teaching. It's about evolving. It's about growth. It's about healing from grief. It's about so much. It's about educating from the other side, educating about the other side, and all of that. I am a teacher. I am Spirit's voice, and I've been doing this for 12 years. I am not, I like to say I'm mid-veteran level. Like I said, I have a long way to go. I've come a long way. I've grown a lot. I've expanded a lot, and I have started to speak out more when I never used to before. I used to be afraid of saying things and doing things, and I've come to a point where, guess what? It's not up to me. It's whatever Spirit wants me to talk about, whatever they want me to say, that's what I'm going to do. And it always, they never are wrong. I may misperceive things and misunderstand things, but Spirit's always right. They always take me in the right direction, and I have to trust that. I have to trust that Spirit's gonna have my back. I haven't gotten as far as I have by not listening to them, and like, I'm their vessel. I'm guides' vessels. I'm, ascended masters. I'm spirits, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. I'm the vessel for loved ones to speak through me to you, for people who are victims on the earthly plane to tell their story, and for healing and growth and involvement. That's what this channel is about. And I try really hard to give people what they want, but at the same time, this is about Spirit. This is about what they want to talk about. This is what cases they throw me into. So again, I have no control over any of that, and I'm feeling kind of ungrounded because I've been channeling a lot tonight without realizing it. I try to always follow in the direction that they give me. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and put all the videos that I can compile together. Now, this is not everything. There are still validations that I have not put together. There are still cases I have not put together. And maybe once I do that, I'll do something updated. I'm not sure. But most of you have seen some of this, as far as sometimes it's in my intro. People started complaining it was too long. I've tried to shorten it. So I'm going to add it into this because it's validation. And yeah, this is what this channel is about and what we've accomplished. And this is a happy 12-year anniversary to Spirit and I, and how many people we've helped, how far we've come, and everything that we've spread. I feel like we've accomplished a lot. I feel like I've helped thousands. I don't even know how many people I've helped. Hundreds, maybe 1,000 by now, as far as readings go. And I'm continuing to grow and learn and evolve with Spirit's help. And they're going to always push me up and push me. And I hope that you stick around for it. I hope that you stay around for it, even if you don't always agree with what I say. Again, I'm not in control. So thank you for being here. I love you all, and enjoy. I kept seeing a car go into the water. All day they've been showing me reruns in my mind of Adventures with Purpose. BP's gonna find her in the Prosser Lake.
We have found Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Again, our search for Kylie at Prosser Creek Reservoir on August 21st at 10.
There are plenty of questions and very few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house.
It's like, if you look at Ted Bundy's eyes and you look at his eyes, they're the same. Maybe a little bit lighter. The one thing that I keep seeing is curls. So I don't know if he has curly hair or wavy hair, and that might be when it's grown out. I think he elongated, like his face might be a little bit longer. There's a reference to a pointier type nose. He honestly looks a lot like Ted Bundy, but like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Okay. Like, not as handsome. Seriously, that's what I heard, like a jacked up Ted Bundy. Why am I hearing the word campus security? I keep getting like a security guard or a badge. I don't really, and that could be in his past as well. That might not mean that he just does it right now. And names can be, like I said, interconnects can happen, so they might not even fit this case, or they can be connections to someone. I keep getting like a Brian or something like that. It's because they are going to catch him, because I'm seeing him in an orange jumpsuit. Good. So that tells me that he wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Okay. He's probably going to go to jail for this eventually. I keep getting December.
8-year-old Brian Koberger. He was arrested Friday in Pennsylvania.
Also get the name Richard again. I also get the name Rick. Damn name Allen is coming in again.
Jailed 50-year-old Richard Allen in connection with the double murder. Teen best friends Libby German and Abby Williams went hiking on a trail and never came home.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Q and O. I don't know, I hear something like Quentin or Quinton. I've heard that. I'm not sure if it fits here at all, but I'm seeing trash, and I'm not sure, but I've gotten it a lot, so it fits someone.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost like the trash truck is around the same time that he left. That's one thing I can't get rid of is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash?
Okay.
Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill. Could be that that's where maybe the cops think that he is. Like he's in a trash bag, but...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
If he's still alive, which honestly earlier I felt he was, and I felt like he was going to be found. That was earlier in the day.
A 3-year-old boy found alive and in good health.
For some reason, I do want to go out the back of the house, though, but like to the wooded area, but I don't.
He was last seen on Friday playing with his dad in their backyard.
And I said, like, within 3 miles by a log. I'm not seeing him being hurt, and I'm not seeing someone coming up and getting him.
And I said, were you alone? Yes.
The main two things I keep getting is the wooded area and the shed.
Well, to take cover in that shed. And I truly...
My kid, I would want somebody to come help.
We are live as law enforcement and volunteers search late into the night to find...
I see him running to the woods. Like, Cam, like, is this an abduction or did he run off? Because then they give me the Riker thing. No, I keep getting the repeated image of him running to the woods. House.
It's like right in their backyard.
Okay. So maybe he decided he wanted to go play and then he kind of got lost in the woods. Okay. He's got to be within 2 miles. I keep getting that 2 miles. So like I keep getting a reference to the edge of the woods. And so he's still alive because I'm not using him to get this information.
Right.
Around in the woods like I can't find my way out. I'm stuck. And I said he's in a bush.
Okay.
And we're like, what the heck? What do you mean he's in a bush? I said he's in a bush and there's searchers around him, but they've missed him.
Okay.
Because he's in this bush.
And I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods, and I listened good. I heard like a whimpering kind of noise, and at that point, I was like, "There's no other kids here. It's got to be JJ." So sure enough, I went in the woods, and about 100 feet from where I was at, I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there.
Tonight in our Missing series, a case that we have heard a lot about from our viewers.
The person.
He wants to take me down the road to like a neighbor's house or something, like another farm. I also hear neighbor. He said he knows this guy. He knows him. And he's a neighbor. I don't know what the friends come in.
Suspect, 58-year-old James Brenner, who also happens to be Dylan's closest neighbor in the remote desert area of Lucin.
Before we were getting on here, I was getting a headache, like really, really, really bad. And my body aches. And it's that her driveway kind of is up higher and the street is lower because I feel like I'm going kind of down like a walkway or a little road that is from a higher point. Like, you know, if like, and I think this area might be rolling hills anyways, because I see it kind of rolling. Mm-hmm. But if, you know how sometimes people's houses are a little bit higher, like on like a little, not a big mountain, but like a little hill. Yes. And then that you have to drive up with a driveway. Like that's what I kind of keep seeing. And I keep hearing like gravel or rocks, like with if someone would be walking down the gravel and rocks. Like it's like I'm just walking down the road, like I'm just wandering off like a kid, but there's a reference to like maybe wanting to go home at some point. All that's why it doesn't make sense. But I'm thinking that they may have missed him somehow. Like he may have, I don't know what the down to this village, but I cut across, like, you know how there's like sometimes, okay, so if I'm seeing a village and I don't know if it's like woods, it's almost like it goes down and then there's like a bunch of trees. Like I don't know if there's that like by the village, like on the other side of it, because it's almost like I cross and I kind of go in an area like that.
Okay.
Um, but what throws me is like they've had dogs out there and stuff like that. Like, but at the same time, we've seen that many times with kids that were found, like a stranger found JJ. So I can't really say that they haven't missed him in some way. Seeing as I see the village area, and then it's like I'm on, like, say I'm on coming from the house this way, so I'm getting like really tired all of a sudden, like a huge drain. Coming from like his house this way, I'm facing the street, the house is here, and it's like I want to go that way,
Okay.
to the village, go down, and then it's like I cross, like once I'm in there's like a street I cross.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm in that village area or whatever it is, and I like cross it, and I'm wondering if there's like kind of like a hill with like trees and like it's like kind of that way. But I hear turned around, like he at some point got turned around.
Okay.
And lost. Because I keep getting reference to JJ and how he was like all like, you know, like looking around in the woods, like I'm lost, like he's lost in like the woods or trees or something like that. But the difference with him is I keep getting a reference to hills.
Okay.
And it's almost like I don't know if there's rocks around there. Like rocks or like bushes or things that could hide him, because I keep feeling like I'm hidden. Hill blue. And I don't know if that's just because of what he's wearing now, but it's like, you know, if you were to peek through bushes or maybe some kind of rocks or something, and you would see like a piece of clothing. So I keep getting towards dehydration. But there's a reference to my head as well. Like at some point I feel like it's almost like the way they show me as I lose footing.
Okay.
Or I slip or I slide across the street, like around that village area or a road or whatever is in the middle. Because the way I picture it's like there's like a road right there, like a little one.
Okay.
And it's like I cross it and go to the other side, but so I just now noticed on this picture that there was snow at the top. Not saying that there's snow at the top of the mountain now, but the way they were showing it to me was like pointed mountains with snow at the top. When we were I hear the word trails.
Okay.
So I don't know if he took like a trail at some point. And there's also a reference to like a field. So I don't know if it's like a field. It seems like there's like this field with tall grass and flowers in it.
Okay.
And I could be giving directions, like you would go this way and pass through all this stuff. But and then there's a reference to like a trail. So I don't know if there was trails that like go around the mountains out there. That's kind of what I'm seeing. But it's almost like, because I hear a helicopter over me, so I feel like they flew over him, but I'm thinking they didn't see him for some reason. Like I just think he's in a spot that the way that he fell or where he ended up at, it's not seeable from the air or anything else. It's almost like that's why I keep getting, I don't know if it's like bushes with like rocks. I don't know if they have that there. That's just kind of how I'm relating to it. Like if I was kind of fell in like almost like it's not even a hole, but I don't know how to explain it. Like you can only see like a piece of my clothing, like you can't see me.
Okay.
A reference to like, I mean, I still feel like there's trees around me.
And they did use helicopters.
Because I can hear a helicopter over me, so I think they flew over him and didn't see him. just because of the way that he's hidden. It's almost
Okay.
like it's like you wouldn't be able to see me from up there. Truck though. So there must be a road nearby, and there must be a truck that drives it.
The remains of Emile, a young boy who went missing last July in the small French Alpine village of Le Vernet, were found. French Minister of the Interior Gérald Darmanin said on local media that bones, including a skull, were found by a hiker near the village. Officials have not disclosed specific details.
A lot. But I get like trails, but I get like there's properties close by him though, but at the same time I feel like I'm like remote.
Okay.
I just keep hearing the stupid truck. Like I keep hearing the sound of a truck like pass by me all the time. So it means he can't be far from a road. But again, it's like sloping. It feels like it's sloping down.
By a hiker near the village. Officials have not disclosed specific details as the investigation.
Okay.
It's almost like between the road and like the house feels like it's in the distance, but at the same time I get a reference to like a cliff or a hill or something like that.
Okay.
But I feel like it's almost like I walk across the street, I go down this little like hill, there's a creek right there. Like that's like the last time I see him, and then there's a reference to what I'm saying about a road and I don't know. Like I don't feel he's far from where he went missing.
Okay.
It doesn't come across that way. I just feel like you can't really see him. Barge as well. So I don't know if that makes sense. And I hear boats. I can hear boats right now as we're talking, or as I'm talking to you guys. I can hear like beep beep from like a boat, like a larger boat. How they have those loud horns. Or what a barge really is, but I'm hearing barge. Myself, I'm kind of confused because I hear splash too, where like trash collects in the water. Because I can see trash collected like in the water. So you see someone sinking in water, but reaching up like this. So I don't know if that's him or if that's someone else that maybe drowned. This is so confusing. And the car, it's almost like I'm sinking, but I'm reaching up. Put it out in case he's found soon, because I feel that push again. I did part of the cards and they basically point towards the water. I really think he's in the water, about like a second curve of the river. They showed me like two curves. So unfortunately I really do feel like he's in the water and he's stuck on something. There's more bridges further down. I haven't really looked at the map that much, honestly. It's when I pulled the church. Now it's symbolic for a street because he was last seen on Church Gay Street. Church/Gay Street. Eerily significant. This isn't great news. And my mind keeps going to the river. I really think he's unfortunately in the water, especially with reference to Wednesday that I'm getting right now. Middle of the week, which that's the 20th, right? It's kind of interesting. They're kind of giving me 20th. So I'm just.
Firmston News 2, they will be focusing efforts around the Cheatham Dam around noon today. The sheriff says this will be a basic shutdown. Strain has been missing for 12 days now since dipping by water and in the air for that missing college student.
Official activity we have seen along the riverfront in about a week. I have drones that will be used today.
Had a sit-down meeting with Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell.
Added Cajun Navy to help them organize search party.
We found they're actually showing me him being pulled out of the water. So industrial area by there, but I see kind of like smoke. It's not really a smokestack. Like maybe like out here we have a place where there's like the steam comes up. It might be somewhere like that, but it's not like right by there, but I could see it. Like I'm maybe in front of it, and if I look back I could see it. Like that's the way it's coming in. and it's like I'm in front of the bridge, so if I look backwards, the bridge is behind me. That's the best way I can describe it. And also that stack would be behind me. I don't know how fast it goes though. I wonder if he would be further than 2 miles. And I heard today too that the barges usually find them. And I find that interesting because barge came in Elijah. So we all know how I get information before stuff happens. And all my cases lately are interconnecting due to, I didn't even know they had barges through there. So, I mean, that might be something that's significant because that's kind of coming to me as well.
Alert this morning in the search for missing college student Riley Strain. Metro Police confirm his body was found in the Cumberland River this morning. Today marked 2 weeks since Strain disappeared while on a fraternity trip in Nashville.
Businesses in this area were routinely checking the water every day for signs of Riley. Around 7:30 this morning, one of those businesses reported a body in the water. And
typically on the river, whether it's barge companies, concrete companies, other businesses that actually are on the river, and they look routinely, as it's happened countless times before. And as they moved, I believe, a barge, and don't quote me on that, they removed something from the river, and as they moved it, they noticed Mr. Strain. So.
It would be like a second, like big curve, not a little curve. It feels like it kind of winds. It gets a big wind. Do you know what I mean? Slip. Stuff was kind of finally coming to me because it's been a little bit, so he must be getting ready to be found. I keep getting a reference to a golf course for like days. I don't know who it fits, but golf course seems significant. So you act like Spirit doesn't care about what people think and understanding their morals and how the world is going. You act like they don't care about that. They don't want us to repeat the problems of our past. They don't want us to repeat the same mistakes. They don't want history repeating itself. We are in control. Look at the lights going off. Right when I said that, that's validating. If anybody doesn't think that Spirit's pushing me to do this, you have another thing coming. Look at this. I don't know if you guys saw the ball go off when I was saying that. They don't want us to repeat history. So the biggest thing that Spirit wanted to warn you was what the plan is and what could possibly come in the future. And they are saying that Harris is fit for the job. She's about the people. She's for the people. It's not an act. Look. Thank you, Spirit. I just got the chills. So if you don't think that Spirit is not validating what I just said, look at the timing that I said that. I will always tell you what I get. Always. Even if you don't want to fucking hear it. Because I get sick of people, unfollow because she's speaking truth and I don't want to hear the truth. I listen to her on every other thing she has to say, all the predictions that she makes that are correct, all the ways that Spirit works with her. But because she's disagreeing with what I feel, she must be wrong. She must be biased. Yeah. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. When you're accurate on something, and if you speak from Spirit, and if you are working for Spirit, then guess what? You're giving their message. And even if it's against what you think and feel is right, it's still a message. And you still need to take heed. And they've made that ball go off twice during this, so that should be your validation that what I'm doing is from Spirit, whether you think it is or not. That again, I've never spoken up about this in 12 years. Why am I now? Thank you, Spirit, for doing that on command. I appreciate you and I love you. And this is why I do what I do. So, I don't know what to tell you. But Spirit's validated with the ball, so I'll take that as my sign. And thank you, Spirit. Love when they do that. There's my sign. And that should be your sign. That what I'm telling you is truth speaking. Truth speaking. That's what I'm here to do. Is be Spirit's voice and be a light worker, and that is the burden of being a light worker. And maybe not everybody wants to hear it, but it doesn't really matter. I have to believe that Spirit's going to take care of me in the long run. So Please be safe out there. Please love one another. Give compassion where compassion is due. Tiny acts of kindness that bring light into this world, that bring love into this world. And we're going to have less of that if Donald Trump were to be in power, which he's not going to be. So don't worry, from my opinion and from what Spirit showed me and everything. Okay? Spirit's validating that too. But still, we are here to spread love and light and compassion. And we are who we attract. Like, vibe attracts tribe. So look at, don't shoot the messenger. That's for the Antichrist, right? Thank you, Spirit, so much for validating with the ball. That right there, the validation with that lets me know that everything I've told you is accurate and truth, especially when it went off on certain times. And I hope that that validates it for you as well. So that was a going out. I love you all. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. He's a truck driver, and you got this in the very beginning. He's been to many places. He's killed and no one even knows. He kills and people don't put the pieces together. At this time I asked, hearing the word truck driver, we know we're repeating and we're reiterating things. I heard where the Renford grows, so that reminds me of like the Ozarks. And the book called 18-Wheeler Avengers has some similarities that I've gotten. So I think during the Delphi Autowrites, I did pick up a serial killer truck driver. I honestly do. I think I picked up a lot of different things. That's what I'm saying. Hearing the words brotherhood again, object. I believe the girls have been giving me insights into like a brotherhood of serial killers or something like that. There is a brotherhood serial killer truck drivers, to put that out there, that many can be traced back to cold cases and old cases. The other killers. I feel that this is way bigger than many know. Hearing the word stretches far and wide. Seeing a dartboard and someone throwing darts, hitting bullseye. So this can be cases, so not all this is going to fit Delphi. A lot of this I don't even think fit Delphi. Kind of interesting that they're saying that. Seeing the side of the roads, bodies dumped, somehow connects back to him.
Started noticing within our database a number of bodies along the side of the road. Victims kept coming up as prostitutes, specifically truck stop prostitutes, and one after another our main suspects or confirmed offenders were identified as truck drivers.
Highway Serial Killings Initiative.
The cows in the field, they're black and white, and then I see them like falling over and laying there. Have a mustache and beard at this time because they're showing him to me like that. Then she shows me the baby face, like how he looks without it. I heard
things, and I guess a lot of unshavenness and a little messier, and then right after you could tell the difference.
Where the Grammy comes in at.
Well, it's great to be here with you, Matt.
Oh, well, the pleasure is all mine. Brittany and I are here to present the Grammy for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals.
I'm being shown a pumpkin, so this may symbolize October. That together we all want one thing, the handcuffs and the orange jumpsuits. It's 1:11 here. Good time to stop. The girls send their love. First thing I'm seeing is a beehive and bees. Bees have been kind of coming in a little bit, seeing fires now. They show me forest burning.
Fire crews are battling a wildfire in Santa Cruz County tonight that continues to grow. The beehive fire started northwest of Nogales around 6:30 last night.
Tornadoes, I get several in the area. I keep getting number 7.
Downed trees, homes destroyed, and of course, lives changed forever. Well, this morning, parts of the South are trying to figure out what's next after multiple tornadoes hit the region.
Shown Ryan Seacrest, so I don't know if he's got a new show.
It was announced today that Seacrest will take over for Pat Sajak.
Fortune has named its new host, and it's Ryan Seacrest.
In a statement, Seacrest says, "I can't wait to continue the tradition of spinning the wheel and working alongside the great Vanna White."
I get a reference to feeling groggy, drugged, not right.
Was the test results showed that he had the presence of an opioid in his system.
He also had hydrocodone in the liver tissue.
Remaking things that are extinct. I kind of get the reference to a Jurassic Park movie.
The launch 2024. What? Yeah. Next year? Next year. It's real life Jurassic Park with purpose.
I see two planes collide in the air. They look to be larger planes, and I see the two planes collide in the
There's a reference with a family of 7. I keep hearing the words family of 7. So it feels like a tragedy, like kind of like a murder-suicide kind of thing.
Fox 23 is staying on top of breaking news. The search for these 2 missing girls is over. Ivy Webster and Brittany Brewer. This comes after Okmulgee County deputies found 7 bodies.
Mass murder-suicide that shocked the state and nation, leaving 7 people dead, including 5 children.
This was done 1/14/22. I think there will continue to be some sort of new flu. I link it to the birds. I know that's kind of out there already, but there's reference to it anyway.
A highly contagious avian flu is infecting birds all over the globe. Here in the U.S., farmers have lost or had to kill over 58 million birds to try and prevent the virus's spread.
What keeps coming in is shootings will continue. I get the word agenda and network. I feel they meet up on the dark web and are like just this group. I'm not sure how this works, but I've been getting it for a while. To stop them is to find them on the dark web and take them down, because this will continue, because they can, but there's something bigger behind it, the ways it comes across. I also got a knife off the kitchen counter that goes like to a basement or something like that. I feel like I want to go under the house. Yes. Under the house. But is it, I wonder if the floor is cement down there? If there's evidence in the cement.
Removes bloodstains from concrete. Notably, the basement floor in the home in Cohasset is a concrete floor.
I'm shown monkeys in cages, not sure why, here testing facility.
News this morning, monkeys on the loose in Montour County. State police say several laboratory monkeys escaped from a truck after a wreck outside Danville.
State police say the truck was carrying about 100 lab monkeys. 4 of them got out of their crates and ran away.
Coming in is plane pieces falling out of the sky. I had a dream the other night of a plane or some type of aircraft going into the water. I'm being reminded of that vision again. There's reference to a small plane crashing. I get reference to 5 people. So I don't know if there's 5 on board. It must be significant to who's on board.
Associated Press reporting that the 5 U.S. service people were killed when a military aircraft crashed over the eastern Mediterranean Sea during a training mission.
Here, it's far from home.
Before he was found under a bridge in Florida weeks after he vanished. Before today, it was a mystery how his body got from Colorado all the way to Florida.
It says I'm somewhere else. It's almost as if she left, and I want to go up. I always want to go up on the map for some reason. Because when I saw Cambridge, also Cambridge. I see Lady Liberty, and I got New York. I get the words attack. I do feel there will be some sort of terrorist attacks.
A deadly crash in Rochester, New York is being investigated as possible terrorism. 2 people were killed and 5 others were hurt. Police said a Ford SUV struck a Mitsubishi that was pulling out of a parking lot.
Once the fire was extinguished, first responders located at least a dozen gasoline canisters
in and around the striking vehicle.
Reference to a cruise ship that goes down, and they actually relate it to the Titanic, so I kind of get the connection or that reference.
So we mentioned this about 15 minutes ago. There is a frantic matter now unfolding in the Atlantic Ocean. Apparently, a submarine used to take tourists to view the Titanic has gone missing. Happened off the coast of Newfoundland and
like they're really close to the bottom and really close to the Titanic. I heard 500 yards. They're within a mile from the Titanic and they're about 500 yards. They're still not far from the Titanic, like maybe within a mile. That's the way that it's coming in. Show me the Titanic. So I wonder if they are somewhere close to the Titanic.
The location of the Titan submersible was in an area that was approximately 1,600 feet from the wreck of the Titanic.
Because he shows me like skeletons like inside the submarine or submersible.
Quote, United States medical professionals will conduct a formal analysis of presumed human remains that have been carefully recovered within the wreckage at the site of the incident.
Skeletons on the inside, the hook pulling it, like it getting pulled up out of the water. I hear the word ping. They're gonna ping it, and it's gonna hit a ping or something. There's something about a ping that's coming in.
ROV dive at the last known of the position of the Titan and the approximate position of the Titanic wreck. In subsurface, with P-3 aircraft, we're able to drop and monitor sonar buoys. To date,
that sonar's coming in for some reason. If they were to ping, because I keep getting the ping. And I also get like this fascination with the Titanic itself. I don't know if there's somewhere in his history or something, or how he got connected to wanting, like being kind of obsessive over the Titanic. So yeah, 500 yards. I also get that 500 yards again.
Discovered the remains of the Titan on the ocean floor, just 500 yards from the historic wreck of the Titanic.
The location of the Titan submersible was in an area that was approximately 1,600 feet from the wreck of the Titanic.
I also get that 500 yards again.
Next 2.5 hours just sailing around the ocean floor looking for the Titanic. We knew it was there. We knew it was 500 yards away, but it was complete darkness.
I feel like I'm in the dark, like complete dark.
Only a single porthole that you can't even look through without powering the ship's lights because it's pitch black on the other side.
They're probably not alive because of the depressurization. Like, I'm getting super hot with that. I was getting heat flashes over here. Really bad headache. And I was getting really hot before we came on here. I don't feel good about them being found alive. I think when I was getting the found, like maybe they'll find the ship, and it's more like the submersible.
Consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber.
Something happened with, it feels like something happened with like the oxygen or the pressure something with the pressure shifted with that, with this whole situation, like straight down falling. I just hear the word depressurized, but I also feel like I'm falling. Okay, so it, once it's almost like once I lose communication and I'm not kind of going woo, like floating like you would in a submarine, it's like I'm falling now. When they lost communication and everything kind of went weird, that if it caused something to depressurize, I get the words depressurized because of what I'm feeling as far as not being able to breathe, the pressure, like I feel like I'm underwater.
Or there was an unconfirmed report that they had messaged that they were trying to drop ballast just before they lost comms. So there may have been some indication that there was some problem.
Show me a warning light. So I don't know if this is symbolic for like it's like a blinking, but it's the sign, it's literally spelled out warning and it's blinking. So this might be that they were warned beforehand about the ship and how it was, or it might be that it was happening during the time. He's also saying lost communication.
People who've been on the craft before, David Pogue, for instance, says they lost communications when they were on that last mission. So it's not too surprising to even think that, hey, maybe this happened before.
Debris tells them something about how the Titan went down. Not a slow, steady leak, but rather a violent, sudden change in pressure.
Stuck in the propeller, that kind of comes into, I'm seeing the propeller.
And then as we headed to the stern, we got caught up in an underwater current that smashed us into the propeller, giant propeller.
I wonder if they're going to use cameras. It's weird. I keep seeing a drone with like a camera on it.
The U.S. Coast Guard confirming the worst outcome. All 5 Titan submersible passengers presumed dead after an ROV finding debris on the ocean floor near the wreckage.
I heard 500 yards.
An ROV, or remote operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic.
It's never been done before. It's not something that's been done with, the Navy or anybody. They've never gone that deep.
The right equipment on the bottom of that ocean, and they found this relatively quickly considering the scenario they were facing. I mean, this is something that's unprecedented, that's never been done before, and they were able to get a rover down there that quickly to find the debris field.
The Navy comes into play like really strong. I hear prototype. Like, this is how he was. He liked to explore and do things like that. Like, because I get like the exploration kind of feeling. I wonder, are there any videos of her dancing? Because I see that as well.
Murió en extrañas circunstancias en la pequeña población de Edna, en Texas.
It began with a mysterious fireball falling from the sky, caught on a cop's body cam. It landed with a crash.
I see a spaceship spiraling. I get reference to lights in the sky, aliens, I guess, or sightings. Yes, I know this has happened, but I guess there will be more.
I have butterflies, bro. These people say there's aliens in their backyard.
It looked like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Says UFO sightings have been on the rise lately. They are currently looking into 650 incidents.
There's a reference to it being like, also there's going to be a lot that's done in his memory. Something really specific for addiction is going to be done for Matt Perry.
And the new Matthew Perry Foundation aims to help people who struggle with addictions. It was formed following Perry's death on October 28th. Founders say the charity will be guided by Perry's own words and passions to make a difference in as many lives as possible.
I'm seeing missiles, so I've gotten this before, and I posted it before in my group before any of this other stuff has ever come up. But I see them being shot, and I'm not really sure why, but I hear the words Russia.
Special report. I'm Nora O'Donnell in Washington, and we are coming on the air because the war in Ukraine has begun. Just minutes after Russian President Vladimir Putin announced a special military operation in eastern Ukraine, explosions were heard in Kyiv.
The Ukrainian Air Force says about 100 Russian missiles have been fired at cities across Ukraine.
This was done 1/14/22, and a reference to a train. For some reason, I see a train explode, but I get the words attack.
A Norfolk Southern train consisting of 150 rail cars derailed and crashed at 8:55 p.m. on February the 3rd, 2023. The town of East Palestine, Ohio has a population of about 4,700. Many residents could see the fire from their home.
Kardashian, I hear the word, and I keep seeing someone pregnant, and there's blue around them, so baby boy. This was done 1/14/22. There's a reference to a large storm, I think Florida coast, from the trees that I see blowing. They're like palm trees. That's what it reminds me of. It's a hurricane, but it's pretty big. It's a pretty big one. I hear the word ravage.
The reason that I wrote my book was to help people kind of understand what a twin flame was, to understand the aspects of most twin flames relationships, because they're not usually easy relationships, and to try to also help people to understand addiction and other things from a spiritual standpoint. So I wrote it basically with my husband in spirit, who is my twin flame, and it's basically our story of how we met, how things were when we were together, our twin flame story, how we felt about each other. It's one of those magnetic kind of relationships, the ones that you really can't get away from, because you are like it's like your other half. So you basically, it's said that you share a soul, you mirror one another. But what I've learned is that they usually have life lessons, like really hard life lessons, but also they're here to do work together. I don't know if him and Jennifer Aniston were really close, because he keeps showing me her. I don't know if there was a conversation they had.
And eventually my crush dissipated.
Right.
But
You discussed that.
At first it was like, she would walk in, I'd be like, hey, good to see you. And I'd go to my dressing room and just go, oh, I'll never be able to be with her. But how can you not have a crush on Jennifer Aniston?
Matthew Perry says Jennifer Aniston confronted him about his drinking. The Friends alum opens up about his drug and alcohol addiction in an upcoming interview with Diane Sawyer, airing October 28th. In the trailer for the sit-down obtained by E! News, he reveals that co-star Jennifer's support was crucial in his recovery journey.
She was the one that reached out the most. And, I'm really grateful to her for that.
This is a world events prediction, Autowrite number 7, recorded on and written September 29th, 2022. I don't know why I hear the word serial killer and I'm shown the face of an African American man. There's so much coming in at once. I'm trying to get it or understand it all.
Released this clip of the man they call a person of interest, quite possibly the serial killer that's linked to 7 shootings, all but one deadly.
Lots of technological advances. They kind of reference the Jetsons. They show me the Jetsons car.
To electric cars that can fly.
soaring above the traffic during your commute? Well, this week, an Aleph Aeronautics Model A became the world's first flying car to receive FAA flight certification.
I see a car flying and again reminded of the Jetsons, so that might be something in the future they come up with a flying car.
Model A is all electric. It has a 200-mile driving range plus a 110-mile flight range. Production expected to start in 2025, intended to be delivered shortly after. The company is also developing a 4-person Model Z.
Whoa. Did you guys see that? My lights just freaking flashed. Nothing would have caused that.
I see a huge wave. I see it hit land. It's one of the coastal regions, but it's a very large wave.
I keep seeing these large waves on shorelines.
They keep referencing a huge wave. I hear tidal wave. Also get a reference to Japan, and they show me it splitting in two, like a crack down the middle. I still feel that big earthquake is coming.
A powerful earthquake hit central Japan on Monday. Residents rushed to evacuate from coastal areas as the quake, according to public broadcaster NHK, triggered waves of more than 3 feet along parts of the Sea of Japan. It also destroyed buildings, knocked out power to thousands of homes, and disrupted flights in the region.
I'm showing a big, huge wave.
Preliminary magnitude of 7.6. The Japan Meteorological Agency has issued tsunami warnings for the coastal prefectures of Ishikawa, Niigata, and Toyama. The major tsunami warning was the first since 2011.
Hi everyone, this is the Psychic Sleuth, and I'm going to be doing the random Autowrite 5 that I did on 11/17/19. Also hear the words Queen of England. Remember, things come in mixed up. But I also get a reference to 2022. Not really saying why. I think something big may happen in that year. They aren't clear on it yet. This was done 1/14/22. They show me the Queen and the casket. Now I have gotten something with that will happen with her in 2022 that's come in previous Autowrites. So this could be it. Then I feel something about the kingdom possibly failing or falling for a little bit.
Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died.
So at 12 a.m. on Tuesday morning, I saw a picture of Kyle Mormon and the babies for the first time. I immediately got a vision of them in the car in the water, and the car being pulled up by dive teams. I was given the reference of Adventures with Purpose because this is the way that Spirit communicates with me when they're trying to show me something. This was telling me that the car was in the water and they were inside. What you see are screenshots of the conversation I had with a friend when I received the vision. It was midnight and it was too late for me to make a video or anything like that, and I didn't even think about it, honestly. I've been so tired from the work I've been doing. So this is just the conversation. I wanted to post screenshots and get it out there. I also made a YouTube describing everything and showing when I got the information. Next time I'll do a better job on making a short video or something. What else is on here is the validation about when everybody was found. Unfortunately, this is a very sad situation, and my heart goes out to the family and friends. My plan is to do a reading on Kyle Mormon tonight on my YouTube. I'm wanting to do it so he can explain what happened. This was done 1/14/22. There's something with Mexico coming in. I just see the state, but I also think there may be an earthquake or something because I see like rubble, like things broken down in rubble. I don't know if there's going to be a big earthquake somewhere. I've been getting earthquake for a long time now.
A powerful quake was also felt in the north.
We are getting a look at some of the damage after a large earthquake shook parts of Mexico on the anniversary of two other major quakes.
Take over and people aren't good enough to fight it. There keeps coming up about mass graves that will be found, and I also hear advancements in DNA, several cold cases being solved due to it.
An unsettling situation in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi to be exact. It's been revealed 215 bodies were buried in unmarked graves behind a state jail in Jackson, of course. Attorney Ben Crump is now calling for an investigation. Families of the dead reportedly had no idea until last month. Some of them, those grave sites were only labeled by a number and a metal rod. Joining us.
I keep getting like better cures for cancer will start emerging. This is best kept secret plant that is going to be coming out that will be like, wow.
And it really is groundbreaking. The treatment uses nanoparticles derived from a cowpea mosaic virus, which naturally infects black-eyed pea plants. The nanoparticles were then injected into mice with metastatic cancer, and researchers say the results are promising.
They will find out there's a huge uses for it.
Very excited about this.
A team of researchers at UC San Diego have found a unique approach to fighting cancer.
We looked at breast cancer, melanoma, as well as colon cancer. Very challenging to treat scenarios.
The treatment is made up from the cowpea mosaic plant virus and has shown remarkable success in improving survival rates and stopping the growth of cancerous tumor.
This man or someone with keys. The guy, the one connected to that kid, it comes across as like someone that had keys. I keep getting a reference to keys, so it makes me feel like they have keys, like maybe a apartment maintenance or someone that had keys. I keep seeing that for her. Whenever I try to kind of tap in, I keep getting a reference to the like keys.
As investigators were processing the crime scene last Saturday, one thing they found was a key in the apartment. That key has been crucial in helping us move this case forward.
Keep getting a reference to like a bigger guy, like a bigger Mexican guy has keys. I kept seeing a key ring with keys on it, and the hair was like longer looking. I also feel like she shows me, I don't know why she's showing me this, but sometimes Spirit will do this. She shows me like a baby coming in their family, like in the next few years. So I don't know if it's one of her like brothers or sisters, and it's a girl, but I think it will carry her name.
Okay.
So it comes in as, you know, someone in the family is going to have a baby and it's going to be named first or middle after her.
Okay.
Okay. That comes in really strong. It kind of feels like if she has a sister, it might be a sister, but I mean, it could be a brother, but it just...
She does have a sister and a niece.
Okay. So yeah.
Olivia, I don't think people realize, you've got kids, you're pregnant, you have in many ways.
Hi everyone, this is the Psychic Sleuth, and I'm going to be doing the random Autowrite 5 that I did on 11/17/19, and then I was shown Betty White, and I got the number 100 with her, so hopefully she lives to be 100.
I got something like the oldest living celeb and laughter keeps you young was what they told me.
Well, unfortunately, we have some terrible breaking news to share on this final day of 2021. Comedian and American icon Betty White has died, just days short of her 100th birthday.
Boxed in though. Like I'm forced down a road and I'm boxed in. Like somebody's in front of me, somebody's behind me. I can't go forward, I can't go backwards. She is, but I keep wanting to go to like a farm or a property. Ponds out there. Farms have ponds.
Yes.
Or there's a pond on one of the other people's property, because getting a pond and like
The missing women were found. This is the spot. You remember in the police report they mentioned a dam. This right here, this buildup of dirt, this is the dam. There's a pond on the other side. And if you walk with me this way, just about 50 feet or so, maybe a little more from the dam.
Vision was of a tractor moving dirt, and
You can see where the earth is disturbed, where the tractors were out here. This is where investigators came. They dug right in this area, went down about 10 feet, I'm told.
there another person, like there's almost like a fifth person too that is coming into play. Fifth person, because I keep getting 5, so there's got to be, I'm getting 5 altogether. So there's either, I also getting a beard and mustache, and I don't know if it's on the same person, or I should say facial hair, because whenever I say that, dark blonde or black.
Fifth suspect arrested in connection to the deaths of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. These new details from OSBI. A man by the name of Paul Grice was taken into custody. He faces charges for first-degree murder. OSBI says 31-year-old Grice was arrested and booked into the Texas County Jail on 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Done on November 20th, 2019 at 7:14 p.m. Q and O. I don't know. I hear something like Quentin or Quinton. I've heard that before. I don't know if it fits here. It might have been Trenton, but I heard Quentin, and I've gotten Trenton before, but I don't know if this pertains to her. But I've been getting those darn bottles a lot. I hear bottles, which is really weird, and I don't know. I have to say it because it will repeat if I don't. I'm not sure if it fits here at all, but I'm seeing trash, and I'm not sure, but I've gotten it a lot, so it fits someone.
9:42 Wednesday morning. Quentin Simon's mom told 911 her little boy was gone.
I do keep hearing a trash truck, though. Then I keep hearing the trash truck. It's almost like the trash truck is around the same time that he left. That's one thing I can't get rid of, is the twisting of the trash bag. And so then I'm like, well, is he in the trash? Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I do hear landfill. Could be that's where maybe the cops think that he is. Like he's in a trash bag, but...
Well, new tonight, a heartbreaking search underway in Georgia for a missing toddler. Police are sifting through trash at a landfill for the remains of 20-month-old Quentin Simon.
So I keep getting a plane in the air, and it's like having trouble flying. I don't know if this is because the wind or if it's the ones that they fly through the storm. I'm not sure. I just see it going like this in the wind. And I don't know if it's the same one, but I see an airplane crash or barrel down towards the earth. I see it crash and explode. But what's weird is it feels like it's an island of some sort. Like it looks like one. It doesn't doesn't from my vision look like a commercial plane.
Well, the Coast Guard announced here just in the last hour, as you mentioned, that they have suspended their search for survivors as a result of this crash. This as pieces of the plane appear to be washing ashore here in Half Moon Bay. Monday morning, what appears to be the tail of a small aircraft could be seen washed ashore on the beach along Ross's Cove near Half Moon Bay.
We are following a developing story this morning along California's coast. Searches are underway after a plane crashed last night into the ocean off of Half Moon Bay. It happened just after 7 last night. Witnesses say they saw a 2-propeller plane flying erratically. The San Mateo County Sheriff's Office says there is evidence that a plane went into the water.
So she's taking me to the courtroom for some reason. I'm hearing... Okay, I see they're showing me the jury. Okay. She's showing me the one jury stand up and hand the paper to the judge. Okay. I'll show you what I'm getting. That's what she's showing me, guilty. Because it's written out. And then she says 25 to life. What she tells me. But it's gonna be, it feels like it's gonna be like a 2 life term, maybe 2 life terms. I don't, because it's two people, but I don't know. I'm getting the 25 to life, which is usually an unaliving sentence. So that's what she shows me. We'll see if that prediction comes true. I hear sentencing in March.
Indictment for murder, guilty, verdict, defendant. Indictment for murder, verdict, guilty.
All right, Mr. Murdaugh, I sentence you to the State Department of Corrections on each of the murder indictments in the murder of your wife, Maggie Murdaugh. I sentence you for a term of the rest of your natural life. For the murder of Paul Murdaugh, I sentence you to prison for murdering him for the rest of your natural life.
With the hospital shooting, I received a vision on October 12th. I posted it in my community page, as well as on the Facebook group about what I was seeing, and it came to pass today.
These are the terrifying moments a shooter started firing in a maternity ward at Methodist Dallas Medical Center. Hospital police shot the suspect, who is now under arrest for capital murder. The suspect, 30-year-old Nestor Hernandez.
You can look that up, but you can always go back into my community page and Facebook page, but right there it says October 12th. I had a weird vision of a hospital. Oh, let's see. Oh, I kept seeing a hospital today with a helipad, so it means a bigger hospital. And then I heard gunshots. So that's what I was getting, and then this happened today. So I just wanted to put that out there because I didn't post a video on it. I just posted it. And again, I get the drug card. I'm telling you, in some way, shape, or form, I feel like she was drugged.
Ward also says John Paul had been controlling her through administering medication.
I feel like he was spying on her, though. Like, they might be watching him too, but I feel like he was spying on her, and he might have done that for a really long time.
Police reports show Micah said someone had popped her tires, was tracking her, and stalking her.
Physical evidence, and a gloved hand does it, but like her hand is underneath. That's the visions I see all day.
Why didn't they do a complete toxicology test? Why didn't they realize that she had bruises on her hand and defensive wounds and also a bruise on her other arm?
He shows me down on the rocks, and I think there's grass and whatnot, or weeds. So I get a reference to it looks like a little creek or a presence of water in the area. Like I said, I don't think he's in the water. I've never gotten that. The word ravine, he's barely seeable. Like, I don't even think, like, unless you're right on top of him, you're going to see him. But when there's, like, rocks and weeds and stuff, but it's like the ravine, like, in the way that the rocks kind of, like, would, like, I don't know, I've seen them before, but there's rocks and it kind of swoops down and there's rocks and up. Maybe like an old creek bed kind of thing, and I see him fall. I do see rocks. There's never any red rocks that I've seen. What I do see are the grayish kind. But someone like walking up and seeing him, she didn't think he would ever be found there. Like, he's meant to be found by these people. He's going to be stumbled across by these people, and that's the way it's supposed to happen.
Heard from a bridge inspector who is based in Florida. He says he found Gannon's remains when working on a bridge one day back in early 2020.
If there's an area that has road work, but I saw road work, but I saw orange signs for that.
He says this happened in March of 2020 when he saw a suitcase in a marshy spot below that bridge near Pensacola.
The Rhine-London bridges.
Take the key and lock her up, lock her up, lock her up.
With the crosswalk.
He was killed in the crosswalk.
got chills. So by a vehicle, right?
Yes.
Why do I see like stop sign? Like, did someone not stop? They're not stopping for him. That's the way it comes. That's why the traumatic came in, because it's like super traumatic.
You are right on. That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It was a hit and run.
Different measures since that happened.
Oh my God, yes.
Light. There's a reference to like the middle of the crosswalk, but like I'm getting towards the
median in the middle, so they were like trying to get to the middle.
Okay, so we're almost to the middle then.
Yes.
That's like hitting like the middle of the crosswalk. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know if you like to like dribble a basketball. Like,
oh my God, yes, he did. Really good athlete, and on his grave is a picture with him and his basketball.
Funnel cloud, and I don't know, reminds me of a tornado, but I don't know if it is one or it's like, I just hear funnel cloud with that. I get a reference to Georgia. I don't know if that's the same thing. However, I keep seeing a reference for a hurricane, which is blowing trees. I feel significantly larger. They show me a peach, which is my symbolism for Georgia.
Hundreds of thousands losing power across the storm zone. The fast-moving buzzsaw of destruction barreling inland across Georgia and into the Carolinas. An apparent tornado flipping this car outside Charleston.
that car's flying! I keep seeing these large waves on shorelines that came in last reading. I kept getting my attention taken to states like South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia.
Of course, with the major hurricane slamming into Florida today, moving across several states, the devastation and the real concern at this hour over tornadoes into the night.
I also see surfers in the water.
Between 10 and 11 o'clock this morning, we'll show you a few surfers at the pier. The pier itself is closed entirely from the front of the boardwalk all the way to the Tiki Bar. Jetty Park and Cape Canaveral are also closed. Surfers enjoying the big waves.
They keep showing me a lot of flooding. So lots of streets flooded in waves hitting the shore, large waves. I would take this seriously. I hear damaged wind.
You're looking at some debris that has washed just up the street here.
I hear, again, huge swells. They keep showing me debris being taken onto the ocean.
90% of the rest of the town is completely underwater. Our entire downtown is underwater. Part of a whole hotel just broke apart and went into the Gulf.
And I hear high Cat 3, but they take me to also to like a Cat 4.
Hurricane Idalia has made landfall near Keaton Beach, southwest of Tallahassee, as a Category 3 storm. This after briefly sitting at Category 4 strength this morning.
Wind speed at some point, I was getting like 125 to 130.
Overnight, Hurricane Idalia grew from a Category 1 hurricane to a monster Category 4 storm. It was a Cat 3 when it hit, winds near 125 miles an hour, and a life-threatening storm surge.
Keep getting a plane in the air, and it's like having trouble flying. I don't know if this is because the wind, or I just see it going like this in the wind.
Tonight, stunning new video of that Beaupass plane in a flat spin falling from the sky.
And I don't see an airplane crash or barrel down towards the earth. I see it crash and explode. But what's weird is it feels like it's an island of some sort. Like it looks like one. It doesn't.
Of that event would have been a steep spiral, but then it went flat. And flat spins are very, very rare in airplanes. Yes, a rare event for a commercial airliner to get into a flat spin or spiral like this airplane. So elements of a stall spin, the spin part of it, is you have to have yaw. Now, if you think about the airplane, it has three different axes: pitch, up and down, roll, right and left, and yaw, where the yaw is kind of like fishtailing in your car.
A plane carrying 62 people has crashed. We're warning some may find it hard to watch. So what you're seeing here is video of the plane during the descent. You can see it sort of spiraling and spinning in the air there. Before there's a plume of smoke in some of these videos. Here's Venado. The airline says of the 62 people, 58 are passengers, 4 are crew members. Still not clear.
What this looks like is the airplane had an aerodynamic stall. And what that means is simply the airflow across the wings was no longer sufficient to keep the airplane flying. And after the stall, it goes into what we would call an aerodynamic spin.
Just falling out of the sky?
Well, really, that's the truth. The airplane no longer has sufficient airflow, and so the airplane is no longer aerodynamically flying.
I do have shortness of breath for sure as well. And my chest is hurting. Definitely had something like his chest, and it's to the point where it's literally making my neck and my shoulders hurt. My chest is hurting so bad that I think that's what's making me achy.
If you take ketamine in very high doses, then it can also be dangerous.
They forgot that they took a pill and they took another one. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like they weren't, like he didn't remember. So I'd be curious if the toxicology didn't show like an elevated level of his medication.
So it does seem that he probably had taken more ketamine orally.
Then he took an extra of something, or he forgot. And before we got on here and we were talking, I kept having like a sharp pain, like right in the middle of my chest. But it's, I don't know. I feel like kind of like an elephant sitting on your chest and you can't breathe. Like I can't take a deep breath. I feel like I'm struggling to breathe a little bit. There's something going on with my chest, and when that happens the way that it's happening, it's hard.
Ketamine has cardiostimulatory effects. What it means is that it increases the heart rate by about 30%. In the doses that were found in his body, ketamine will increase the heart rate by about 30%. It increases the blood pressure by between 20 to 30%, and it increases the demand, oxygen demand of the myocardium by about 50%. So in general, it's not a good anesthetic when people have significant coronary disease because it's making the heart work harder, it's asking for more blood, and these people, because they have coronary disease, struggle to get the blood where it's needed. So anything that increases the demands when the supply is not adequate is a bad thing.
My chest is hurting so bad to me, and they show me this too sometimes with heart attacks or when heart just stops. They show me like the beating of the heart and it'll get irregular and then just stops. Like that's what they're showing me. And there's also too, like they show me like the electrical, electrical synopsis or whatever that goes through the heart. He's showing me that too. And it usually means that like something electrically was wrong too, like with the heart.
So if he had underlying coronary disease, that makes him much more vulnerable to the risks of ketamine. The cardiostimulatory effects is this thing you don't want to do in people with coronary artery disease. You don't want the heart to work harder. You don't want to create a greater imbalance between supply and demand.
They also reference the brain. Loss of blood flow or loss of oxygen. Maybe he might have had a little bit of dizziness. They keep taking me like from the heart up to the head. It's really strong. In my shoulders, it's really, really a strong feeling. So I'd have to say the heart's involved. Felt faint or something.
Says, of course, if you've got coronary disease, then it can, if you are creating that demand and the supply is not there, then the heart can go into abnormal heart rhythms and they can be very dangerous. So he may have developed a cardiac dysrhythmia as a result of coronary disease. And on top of it, the demands placed upon by increasing the heart rate and the blood pressure like ketamine does.
I also get a reference to like fluid. So I don't know if there's fluid in the lungs or fluid buildup somewhere.
Ketamine in very high doses can cause delirium. It can cause people to become unconscious. So if he loses consciousness, well, that's a possibility. That could just cause drowning.
But this is literally the worst I've ever felt with my heart. Also reference the brain. Like your past catches up to you when you abuse things. And not only that, but it's different for everybody. Sometimes people's hearts are weaker or whatever, and it just will catch up to you. I feel like there's a reference to, like, I just get a lot of pressure here, but then he takes me up to his head.
Is successful in some way in life, like, not like completely deadbeat, you know what I mean? Thank you. So that's how I kind of take the affluent card sometimes. I swear that they might know like an ex of hers or something. Like that's the way I kind of take it. All right, so then we have assassination, which is
an interesting card, and now the ball's going off again. We have assassination card, which is interesting because if we're interconnected. I wanted to share something amazing with you. Even before we started connecting to the spirit in a reading that I was doing, he started messing with the cat ball. So it went off several times. I didn't even get all of the times it went off throughout the hour that we were doing a reading. It was absolutely amazing. I think he's still in Utah, but border. But I'm on the Utah side, but I go towards the mountains because I heard border, the border, and then out to the mountains. Because I keep seeing mountains, I keep feeling like he took him to the mountains, not way up high, not in like a real complicated place. I heard border, and then I want to go to like the mountains, almost the base, but not. Like, you know how sometimes there's like dirt roads that kind of go up into the mountains. I hear the word plateau. Plateau. I feel like I'm right on the border. That word, and they're giving me my line. Like, I get a line for state line or county line or whatever. I don't think he's in Nevada. I think he's on the Utah side, but it's like the mountain range that crosses the border right there. I don't know if I'm making. I don't feel like he's on Nevada side. I keep being on this side, the Utah side. Where at in the mountains? It's like rocky areas, but I also get sandy. Also, yeah, like a base. But, are there trails and stuff there too? Right at the border, at the base, like the mountains down the trails. I don't know if they've searched Jim's property. And right there. So the Tunnel Springs Road actually does go into the mountains. Found right here. Or if he was found definitely not really in the mountains, we don't really know. I think he might have been found off this road somewhere. Look at that. The ascendant line goes right through it. Two borders. Okay, so this is what I keep seeing. This line border and this line border. And I'll show you guys on camera. And then there's mountains here. Gypsum. I know that there's gypsum. I know there's gypsum sand on the way, but I don't know if there's gypsum in this mountain area. So this is so this is the, I believe, Nevada border, and this is the Idaho border, I think. And then he's showing you the mountains. So I think this location between the two borders, like he's up here somewhere between these two borders. Because what he showed me these as dotted lines. Now,
United States and in the northwest corner of Utah, so right near the Idaho and Nevada border. If we zoom into that area, what I've done is created a map to kind of show you visually the area we're talking about. The Salt Lake Valley is here on the right. What we needed to do is try to figure out where Dylan was buried. And
yesterday, I'm like, hey, give me a name of a street in the area I haven't seen, and like I'll use it for validation. And so yesterday I heard Anderson, so I look and I type it in. This man, and he's sawing off body parts. So it's weird. He is white man. He has a mask on. Weirdly, I get this odd feeling. I don't know if he's a serial killer, but it seems to be. However, I see him what I saw doing this is horrifying. I also see body parts again being left in an area that's by water. So I've gotten that in the past. I don't know if that has to do with an inactive serial killer that will become active again or a new one. I'm not sure. It kind of reminds me of like the Gallagher Beach thing. This is kind of what it reminds me of. They flashed me Silence of the Lambs guy with the masks he wears, so I'm not really sure why they're showing me that. It's kind of odd. I don't know if it's symbolic for he's just twisted or there's another reason.
Brought you a grisly case from Milwaukee that didn't stay a mystery for very long, or so we thought. It began with a human leg. It was cut off at the hip. Was pink toenail polish on the toes. The leg was found in a lakefront park, and it wasn't long before other body parts started turning up in various other locations. And then police determined that they all belonged to a 19-year-old woman named Sade Robinson. And even while those grim discoveries were happening, police it turns out, had gone on a date the night before Sade failed to show up for work, and hours before her cleared footnote in a new court filing that says preliminary DNA tests on the blood that police found in Maxwell Anderson's home do not, I repeat, do not show a match with Sade Robinson. So does that undercut the accusations that Maxwell Anderson killed Sade Robinson? Or does it add to the speculation that Anderson may have killed other victims we don't know about?
I'm asking where his physical body is. So we have river, we have desert. So not necessarily a desert, but can be like sandy, somewhere that has a sandy area next to it or a sandy area by it. At least a neighborhood, or possibly in his neighborhood. There could be a beach nearby as well. Boat, somewhere where there's boat. So that would tell me like maybe even a larger body of water or a place where boats go. Private property, so now he could be somewhere where there's private property. But we have burial, but we have underwater. So a burial underwater, and water, and there may be a public area nearby. So I'm the water cards here. I think I pulled just about every water card I have. Portal, sometimes I could take that as water because also he went completely missing. Nobody knows where the hell he is. So he like vanished. So I get that too. And it's like, no one knows. Home. So he could be not far from where his home is. Okay. So workspace. So that could be where there could be a government building somewhere around there. There could be an industrial area or factory. Any car, but it can also be, it's like community, neighbors, the area that's around you, people that you know, things like that. Okay. So basically the body is in water. So we look at Pisces, Pisces is water. We have to remember that everything on the lower part of the chart, everything here is all that's being hidden. It's stuff that people don't know. Everything up here is stuff people kind of may know. But this is all the stuff that's hidden down here. So basically, literally, Saturn is the body and it is in Pisces, which suggests the body is in water. There's still structure close by, shipyards, marines, water supply as well. Saturn and Pisces rules like wastewater plant, industrial, all that came in the reading. If you haven't watched it already, those cards, or a stone type building on the stairs. I hear a condo and it keeps taking me, so it could be like condo or apartments, but I heard condo. It keeps taking me either across the bridge or across the street, like the other side of where he was. It's like 3 months, not sure. It feels like it's coming up on maybe, hopefully for him to be found. It may be accidental. It says water all eventually flows into the bay. I don't know if that's right. I also get the word Perry repeating as I'm talking about the dock too. So I don't know if it feels like where boats are, harbor. I keep hearing boats and horns.
But nearly 3 months after Caleb's disappearance, a noon of June 24th, Corpus Christi water employees discovered human remains at a wastewater life station near Caleb's apartment. The remains were discovered in the 40-foot deep well.
And here's why I want to explain. These remains were found last night inside a wastewater lift station in Corpus. That location, which is on the left side of your screen, is walking distance from a bridge on the right side of your screen where Harris's phone was reportedly used before it was either turned off or away from the cottages of Corpus Christi where he lived, which you can also see on the map. Water last night and had to be drained to retrieve the body. Water can affect remains in several ways, as we know.
Mike and Leslie, there are more than 100 of these wastewater lift stations spread out across the city of Corpus Christi. But the one I'm standing in front of is the Perry Place station, where, according to Police Chief Mike Markle, a city employee came across human remains yesterday around 3 p.m. Now,
forensic scientists in Corpus Christi police have determined human remains found inside of a wastewater station just last month are in fact those of Caleb Harris, the missing college student from the Bronx.
This morning, that's kind of crazy. If you keep your eye on the bottom right part of the screen, you will see a shadow walk by my house. I was in bed. There's nobody else at my house. I have dogs in my yard. There's no way anybody would be coming into my house or be walking in front of my house. They came right where my camera is and set off the motion detector. It's right where the sun would have hit a shadow, like made a shadow happen. And again, there's no human person that could have made this. This is not a fake video. This is legit off of my camera for outside. So keep your eye on the bottom right hand screen. I posted I'm going to post 2 videos on here. One's going to be regular, and then I'm going to slow it down a little bit for you. Ignore the mess in my yard. My puppy Casper likes to drag stuff out. So I apologize for that. As experienced DV myself, and as I've worked a lot of cases that have it, and I've had clients that have had it, it's something that is a problem in today's society. And unfortunately, our victims aren't listened to and they're not helped enough. And so I hope that one day that changes. There might even become some sort of new bill or new law in accordance because of her. And I feel like that people really know the truth, and she tried to make it known. Like, I understand that she told people things and she made binders and she wrote things down, and that's very smart of her because she knew this was coming. I feel like, and again, I do know a lot about this, but I will never channel anything that I'm not getting or tell you guys anything I'm not getting.
Still a lot to be done here. There is something that's very important to this family today, and is also important to this community, we have learned. And that is, there is a petition going around for what everyone's referring to as Micah's Law. And things that I've done about Micah's Law. Would you be shocked to know that that very law has already been drafted and has been sitting in the General Assembly and the Judiciary Committee, both in the House of Representatives and the Senate? Don't get too happy. It's been sitting there since February the 2nd of 2020. Now I'm mad. Are you mad? I'm mad.
I'm not using his name for anything. I'm being his voice because he could choose not to talk to me and he didn't. So it's not about anything else other than his voice being heard and trying to help locate him. Talking about the validation. No, I go to I look at their picture and go to them. But I fill the pool in. I got Duncan, his mom's last name, and an Autowrite. Look. No, this is just a live about his body being recovered. Yeah, I try to be, yeah. He just, look it. You see that light back there? That's called a spirit light. Doesn't go off unless spirit makes it go off. It's like those flashlights where you turn the back of them or touch them. So, he just validated that for all of you that are watching. When I said I just try to be his voice, look. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, we just posted the playlist, but there it is again. You can actually just go look at playlist and look up Jay, and it's all there. All of the playlists are there. Look, it's on again. Then he's making it brighter. Did you see that? Thanks, Jay. Appreciate you. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know why I got emotional right now. I have a lot of air in my chart. I'm usually very detached. I have to be to do this work, but he could be kind of hidden, so that's why he's not being seen. So that's something to keep in mind too. I actually am not thinking he got very far, depending on because I kept hearing like within 5 miles. So I know that they've I cannot breathe with
Los Cristianos, around 20 miles away. The scene here looks quite peaceful. You can almost reach out and touch it, but it's actually several hundred yards away. Local residents think that he came down this path, which comes to an abrupt end about halfway down the valley. It's too dangerous to continue, but he may well have scrambled down this slope here and made his way to the rocks. That's 200 meters away from me. We've been told that the ravine down there is particularly treacherous. A villager here told us that he comes mountaineering at the spot using
orientation of that. I think I see him stumbling around and being actually, according to the cars, don't feel he's too awfully far from where he left. I do see him leaving that place, but he was sort of trapped and he might be trapped where he's at. Like, he might have fallen just right. You know what I mean? Away is something I continue to keep seeing, or stumbling at some point. We should just say that. But when I see him stumbling like through rocks or like uneven ground. A dirt road. Like, you know how sometimes we have these dirt roads and they have like rocks or gravel and they're like kind of uneven when you walk on them, like say you're going hiking or anything like that. Like, it feels like uneven ground, and I feel like I'm kind of turned around system, and for some reason I take off, I'm disoriented. And the reason why I feel like at some point he had to be walking on uneven ground. For some reason it feels like super rocky. Like I like stumble, fall, lose my footing, can't see, that kind of feeling. It feels like maybe a hillside or a cliff or something of that sort. I keep seeing like kind of like jagged rock. It's like really kind of rocky in that area, but there's shrubs and things like that. But I keep getting reference to like a dirt trail or a dirt road. And it might be
of the village of Masca. The spot in the rural Tino National Park is perhaps only half a mile from the telephone mast which picked up the last mobile phone signal from his phone. It is believed that it was in this area that Jay made his last call to a friend, station in Los Cristianos, around 20 miles away. The scene here looks quite peaceful. You can almost reach out and touch it, but it's actually several hundred yards away. Local residents think that he came down this path, which comes to an abrupt end about halfway down the valley. It's too dangerous to continue, but he may well have scrambled down, throw himself down on ropes.
A dirt trail or dirt road off of like a regular paved road. Because that's kind of like coming in. So, because it's like, that might be where the crossroads are. He should have taken the paved road, and instead he took this dirt road, because it's like, here's the paved road, because I keep seeing a paved road, and I don't know if the paved road kind of turned around the mountains, because I kind of get like it might have been curvy, but it's like I veer off or I go off. Like, maybe I'm thinking I could take a short, I don't know. I feel like super disoriented, and for some reason I feel like maybe he's been overlooked or something, like say it's like a canyon crevice. somewhere it feels like I've fallen down into, but it feels very rocky around, like with shrubs, but then there's water. And I feel like I fall. Like that's what I keep feeling. And I keep hearing, like, if you were to walk on dirt or something of that sort. So I don't know. They also always show me, like, jagged rocks, edges, foliage, brushes, cactuses. I also feel like a path. I feel like I walk up instead of down. Again, I don't know why this is almost like I'm going this way for my own reasons. I feel like I take a path to my left. I don't know if there's a path there. Now, I can be flip-flopped and mirrored sometimes, but that's how it feels. And I feel like when I'm down the path at a certain point, I'm looking back like I've come too far now, but the path is not clear. And I'm like, do I continue or do I turn around and go back? I'm too far to turn back now.
Continue. But he may well have scrambled down this slope here and made his way to the rocks.
And like maybe I feel things are closer than they are, or they seem to be, towards, I guess, the water. The way that it comes across, but very rocky type crevices. There may be places when it rains, there's water, and he may be, in a sense, end up having water around him or be in it at some point. But it's almost like if I could get to water, I could cool off. I could maybe find some. I don't know. I feel like I get a hiker sign, and I saw some on the map. I'm not ending up where I think I'm going to take a left. Like, again, maybe he's going towards water or something. I don't know. I feel like I get turned around and not meaning to. And like it's taking me forever to get where I'm trying to get. But it feels like at some point he slipped, fell, and there's a reference to a head injury. I also feel like I'm stumbling around at some point. I do feel like these loose rocks or something. There's a reference again to like cliffs or jagged rocks. I think the bush, so to speak, rocky areas, and I keep smelling like that smell of fresh weeds or some sort of bush. I don't know, when it rains it smells stronger. I also can smell the ocean and hear seagulls. That could be, I don't know how far out here, like the ocean, how close the ocean is or whatever. It's hard to tell on a map. Everything seems further and closer. It could just be directional, okay?
But he may have been trying to head towards the sea, perhaps taken the path down here, and then thought he could walk to the beach, turn left, and head back to Los Cristianos, avoiding...
Like I could see it almost, or maybe that was his idea. I'm not sure. Maybe he's lost his footing trying to get to it, but he's fallen down somewhere. You can't see him from the sky. I also see a group of cactus by me, like a larger group, or by him, but I'm in his shoes, so... like a larger group, maybe a couple of those cactuses like put together. Things together, like, but these bushes I kind of see similar to the ones here in the desert. I don't know what they're called. They have like little flowers on them, or I kind of also reminds me of like sagebrush, but I have some like similar ones here. I don't know what they're called. They have kind of like a strong smell. So I would take the search up a bit, not down, and maybe towards the ocean or hard. He's not seeable. He's fallen in a spot where he's covered by foliage and may even be a crevice or close to one. But I have to say trail. So you would have to go off the trail to find him.
Local residents think that...
I had to, and before I said that, my head just started hurting really badly all of a sudden. Like I've hit my head. That was like a sister.
Friend that was like a sister.
Okay, because it's like I'm getting both, you know what I mean? But the very first, the number 17, I don't know if
birthday's on the 17th.
Okay, try to like warn her about who she was hanging out with, or where she was going, because she's like, you try to look out for her and you try to tell her and she didn't listen. She was stubborn.
Very stubborn.
Like she just wanted to do what she wanted to do, and she just thought, well, it's no big deal, like I'm having fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Supportive for her, you know what I mean? Like you supported her, you were there for her, and it was because of you, she's saying, that she was able to kind of pick herself up off the ground a lot of the times, just by being like a friend.
Yeah.
And you weren't judgmental, like you understood her journey, you understood her struggles and stuff like that. And I want to go to, did something happen to her when she was younger, like a kid, you know?
Yep.
Okay, because there's trauma there.
Yeah.
Like that's why she started her addictions, to cover up the trauma she had when she was younger.
Yeah.
By using.
100%.
That was her way of dealing with it. Was dealing with the trauma in that way.
Absolutely.
Okay. And that's why you understood her journey, because you knew her story.
Yep.
And she said you never ever judged.
No.
True blue, like you were her true blue. Do something specific for her, like to memorialize her in some way.
Yeah.
I feel like you did something like really special. But there's also a tattoo.
Yep.
Is that what you got for her?
Mm-hmm.
You know the butterfly significance?
Yeah. The other arm, I have a butterfly. I believe she had a butterfly tattoo also.
Okay. You know,
yeah.
Favorite flowers or something like lilies or something.
I think there's a couple.
Something that looks like a lily. Like
she had a lily tattooed on her arm. She loved them.
Okay, that's why. August. Well, it kind of just flew out of my mouth. I was gonna say next, but
her older sister died, I believe, in August.
Okay, give me like a heartbeat.
She was the first person to see and feel my son's heartbeat.
I've never had anybody make me feel that many chills on my head before. So thank you for. I feel like you've been her advocate through a lot of this, and her voice. Because I feel like you felt like something hasn't been right this whole time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you spoke up about that, or you've been her advocate in a way. But she wants to thank you for that. She says, "Thank you for being my voice." And she says that you were like always her voice of reason.
Yeah.
Says, "Thank you for being like the best part of me," because I feel like you were literally her other half. Oh, she's making my head hurt again.
I say that all the time. I'm like, when she died, a part of me died.
Yeah. Hands? I don't.
Yes, we have pictures of holding hands all the time.
Okay, because she took your hand and she put it in hers and she went like this to me.
What you just did with your hand, just the angle of it is, I have a picture of us like that.
Okay.
If I can ask one question, and I still have a connection with my son.
Oh, always. You said the word always. Does he play basketball?
Yep.
Okay. That's just your validation. She's
coming to his games.
She said I got my hand on him and she touched his shoulder. So yeah, always. Is she like a godmother or something like that?
We were trying to get her to be.
A feeling was there, like I'm like second mom, like I'm aunt. I don't know.
Or as like auntie.
Like always, like that's her nephew, always. So the basketball was the validation for that. But I feel like the number he wears is important for some reason. It's like 11 or 11 is coming in.
That was his number.
What? No fucking way. 11?
Yeah.
I'm done.
I thought his number was 10.
Oh my god.
High five.
When I get validation like that, like it blows my mind. I don't, just like, even though 17 isn't a big deal to a lot of people, that being her birthday, that blows my mind. The 11, that being his number, and basketball, and you asked, you can't get any more validation than that, man. Like, I'm done. I'm freaking done. Oh, Danielle.
That was her middle name?
Oh, fuck.
What else are you gonna tell me here?
I can't with you, girl. I can't. Oh, okay. You fucking specific, man. Got it. Grandpa Bear keeps going off. The thing just went off again. What the fuck is going on? And I wasn't recording it. Do it again. It keeps going off. Holy crap. This has gone off like 8 times. Do it again. Oh my god. happened? All right, so that was super weird because literally my son called in the middle of me making this video, and then when I answered it, sparkles went off about 3 times. I pushed play, didn't go off. I stopped it again. It went off again. So basically, the parts that I caught that you've seen is what I caught. So, but I did catch it a couple times, but it went off more than that. And I'm telling you, sparkles has only ever went off one other time, and I did not catch it on video. So that's the first catch of sparkles going off.
Aquarius is like friendship group, and then the 5th house is like parties.
Well,
So
it is a hiking area. I don't know. Like, it could be an area he went to a lot. It wasn't far from his house.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
god. What is his name, Ben? Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was crazy. I just turned that off.
That's so satisfying to see that happen
He was
in
just
real time.
Yeah, and I literally like turned that off.
Ran after the car.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm almost through the crosswalk too, or there's a reference to like the middle of the crosswalk, but like I'm getting towards the.
So it's a 4-lane, like two
It's a
lanes
two-lane
go one
road.
way and 2 lanes go the other way, and there's a median in the middle. So they were like trying to get to the middle.
Okay, so we're almost to the middle then. 'Cause
Yes.
that's like getting like the middle of the crosswalk. Okay.
Yes.
I'm like, why am I getting the damn middle of the crosswalk? All right, that makes sense.
That I can think of.
He's sorry that his mom had to be a part of this. He would have rather her not have been there when this happened, because I feel like it's caused a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD, and it's harder for her to get over because she keeps reliving that.
Yes. Yes.
I want her to know that he's okay. Like, I hear, I'm okay, mama. And he wants, when those thoughts start to creep in about this time, he wants her to kind of shift the focus to him smiling, him laughing, him playing, him doing all the things that little boys love to do. I don't know if he liked to like dribble a basketball. Like,
oh my god, yes, he did.
When was dribbling a basketball, so I don't really like basketball, or was like.
He was a really good athlete, and on his grave is a picture with him and his basketball.
I got weird. I already can't breathe. Like, I cannot breathe with her. Like, the back of my head hurts and I cannot breathe. And I'm coughing. I feel like she was definitely couldn't breathe. I feel like definitely asphyxiation or strangling or something like that, which is what I kind of thought. Yeah. When this first happened. My issue is I can't breathe. Like, I had a hard time even getting through the explanation of how this works because I can't breathe. Yeah. It's almost like someone's sitting on my chest, or there's like that pressure, like someone's taking my breath away. Like, I can't. She's saying house of horrors again for the daughter. Yeah. Because he was an undercover pedo. Actually, he was there's all kinds of like paraphernalia, like on. Probably dating back like before he even moved in with Maddie. You know, he's probably part of those like child pedo groups online, all of those websites, things that you shouldn't like be seeing as for kids. Like he's a bad he should never been in their life. And I feel like at first Maddie hit it. I feel like it's almost like he comes into the room and she's sleeping, which is, I hope it wasn't like what I saw with last night, but it's like she's sleeping and he comes in there and does what he wants, and I feel like there's strangulation. Just because of the way my chest feels and my neck, like throat meat feels, there is something with the head though. But I do feel like someone's like. She shows me like, oh, okay, I want to see this. She shows me like him on top of her, like that.
is the best way I can describe it. And I got all this pressure on my chest, like someone's on my chest or on me, like that, with all their weight. And the look on his face is just. But then it's like he went and told mom. Like, it's almost like, I don't know. It's weird. I think mom walked in.
There are some brand new developments in the death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Investigators now revealing she was strangled to death. Her body found in a wooded area back in March, just days after she was reported missing. Court TV has been pouring through those newly released documents that also indicate that the 13-year-old's body showed signs of decomposition on one side of her face and on her hands. Now, Stephen Stearns, her mom's boyfriend, has been accused of murdering Madeline. He's also accused of a slew of sex crimes charges pertaining to Madeline after investigators said they discovered thousands of disturbing pictures and videos collected from his cell phone.
It's almost like, I don't know, I get this weird feeling. Look at that. Holy crap. Thanks, Caleb. Wow, that's bright. Stuff. But like at the end, they unalive somebody. Thank you, Caleb. Now that was him, that wasn't me, because nobody's here to touch anything. So no dogs are barking or nothing. So that's all him. My head is hurting. So I don't know if this couple is like really into like taboo stuff. If he'd met with them before, this was like they maybe found themselves online. And there we go again. Thank you, Caleb. And nobody's moving, so that was him. He's very strong because I felt him at last. I just wonder if she was like a nursing student, because I heard nursing student. I don't know if that's correct. I heard it because I did get the caregiver card. We did our chart, and we did the, look at that. Holy shit. Thank you, Caleb. Man, you're strong, buddy. I know I've been involved. I just wasn't really sure, like, how much the female was involved, but I think she's more involved than what we originally thought. Look at that. Damn, Caleb. You're making next to mom and dad. Like, I get like, sorry, I kind of disappointed you because he was into this stuff and no one really knew, and he feels like he put himself in harm's way. Like, he kind of, if he hadn't been into like this risky lifestyle, like he's saying he would have been okay, but he was into a really risky lifestyle. So he's like, sorry for being like involved in like the risky lifestyle and with risky people and all of that. Okay. And like he hands mom flowers, but I'm getting like a pain, like really bad right here. I don't know. I feel like maybe she could have stabbed him. It's almost like, I don't know. I get this weird feeling. Look at that. Holy crap. Thanks, Caleb. Wow, that's bright. Whew. Stuff. But like at the end, they unalive somebody. Thank you, Caleb. Now that was him, that wasn't me, because nobody's here to touch anything. So no dogs are barking or nothing. So that's all him. My head is hurting. So I don't know if this couple is like really into like taboo stuff. If he'd met with them before, this was like they maybe found themselves online. And there we go again. Thank you, Caleb. And nobody's moving, so that was him. He's very strong because I felt him at last. I just wonder if she was like a nursing student, because I heard nursing student. I don't know if that's correct. I heard it because I did get the caregiver card. We did our chart, and we did the, look at that. Holy shit. Thank you, Caleb. Man, you're strong, buddy. I know I've been involved. I just wasn't really sure like how much the female was involved, but I think she's more involved than what we originally thought. Look at that. Damn, Caleb. mechanics to mom and dad. Like, I get like, sorry, I kind of disappointed you because he was into this stuff and no one really knew, and he feels like he put himself in harm's way. Like, he kind of, if he hadn't been into like this risky lifestyle, like he's saying he would have been okay, but he was into a really risky lifestyle. So he's like, sorry for being like involved in like the risky lifestyle and with risky people and all of that. Okay. And like he hands mom flowers, but I'm getting like a pain, like really bad right here. I don't know. I feel like maybe she could have stabbed him.
Well, why didn't I go in there? You're gonna experience it.
Did I do that?
No, you did not do that.
What was that?
Oh, my ghost meter just fell and then the ball went off. I didn't do that, right?
No, it like flew off.
Someone didn't want me to leave.
What the heck? That actually gave me chills.
Yeah, I got chills on my legs.
I've never seen that before.
They probably are mad I'm here. Yeah.
I know. I don't know why it shut off. Do you want me to see if I can turn it back on?
Well, I mean, the thing keeps going off, so I'm just wondering, are we sure that that's not setting it off?
Yeah, no, it's not setting it off. We have that usually by that all.
What's that? It said, what's that?
It's light.
Oh, yes! Woo! Good job, buddy. Good job.
Cat balls go out.
Woo! Good job with the cat balls. Thank you.
Is that why you said, what is that?
Yep. I think he said, what's that? These are balls you can touch. They're cat balls. Can you make the REM pod go off again? Because I keep missing it. Please. Can you make it go off again? Can you make the REM pod go off? Oh, I'm dizzy in here. Okay, yeah. There's definitely something in there. For sure. I just got super lightheaded. Alright, oh, thank you! Thank you, I knew it, I felt it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. I definitely felt that. I got woozy just before that.
Especially the light on the side of the bird cage.
Yeah.
Some people will actually get interactions with that light responding. And
Really?
Yeah.
If I can get my stupid tablet to...
Did you just tell me to stop? I'm just taking some pictures, that's all. You want to show yourself and say hello?
I know, I want to get a camera because I can't do it at the same time.
Yeah, we usually have, on our big investigations, we have cameras.
Yeah. I know.
Oh, you just told me to sit down, but we're going to be leaving here. It's time for us to go.
You said no.
But we're going to be back. Do you want her to come back too? See, that sounds like Sabian.
John's last name?
Can you say goodbye? Can you
Oh, I just heard Pete. I mean, I know that's an obvious name, but I heard it. In my head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's an obvious name, but it came in randomly, you know what I mean? I get darker features, golden brown eyes as they show me like the iris, and how that looks, and the hair. his hair looks on like the darker, blacker side. He just feels like 20-ish. That's how he feels. He may have some Mexican or Spanish kind of descent. I feel facial hair. And I also get an R. Did this the other night and kept taking me over the line. So city or county or state, but I feel like he doesn't feel like he's like from that area, but knows that area. But and it's like she wants to take me over city or I think it's or city lines. City, it's a line. She takes Edna and then she takes me that way.
Edna police say Rafael Govea Romero was arrested an hour away in Schulenburg, where police say he lived.
But I feel like once he's cornered, he may confess. They may have an idea of who he is. I hear 165 to 175.
Police have arrested 23-year-old Rafael Govea Romero and charged him with capital murder for the death of 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina. Romero was arrested this week, 4 days after Medina's mother found her dead in their apartment in Edna, Texas, which is close to Victoria.
She was really close to mom. I keep seeing her like with mom and she's like laughing and stuff. And
Jacqueline Medina is grieving the loss of her only child.
I feel like her mom was her best friend. I feel like they were more like sisters in the way that they looked and acted. She's much like a single child with a single parent. I love you forever, Mom. Thank you for everything you did for me and for raising me and loving me the way that you did. She says, thank you for being such an intricate part of my life and loving me the way that you did. I know it wasn't always easy, but you worked hard and tried your best. I'm sorry that I had to leave.
She was my world, my everything. Everything I do was for her.
Her and Ethan are very much in sync. Okay, they're the kind of, it feels like they got along very good. They're very similar with each other. They both have really good hearts. And so they both, that's why they clicked, is because of the similarities that they have in their personalities, as far as they're both like, they feel really good hearted, very genuine, very, like Ethan feels very like a gentle kind of guy, like even more feminine because he's so gentle. I don't know. It's kind of weird because he plays sports, but he has like this sensitive side to him. That's how he comes across. She comes across as like, yeah, she's sensitive, but she's like a badass at the same time. Her and Ethan feel like soulmates to me. Like that's the kind of relationship they feel like they would have gotten married and had kids. Like that's how it comes across. They just click. They are just that click. It's weird, like I really get this really strong love energy with her and Ethan, like I can't explain it. I mean, I feel like they had a really good relationship and I feel like they really vibed really well, you know what I mean? Like it's one of those kind of really, they benefited one another, they complimented one another, because he's the all-American boy, like really sweet. And he wasn't like an a-hole. He doesn't come across that way. I mean, I'm sure we all are at times, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he was a pretty good kid and she was a pretty good girl. And like, they just are like, we're kind of like the all-American couple is the way it comes in. Madison and Kay, they feel very like best friends, like this kind of thing. Like there's a lot of laughter, like they are like inseparable kind of feeling. They were always together. Like that's how it comes across. Like you wouldn't see one without the other, really. And they look like sisters. They almost look like twins, honestly. And that's kind of their relationship too. They were like sisters. The whole family, those two, the families and them feel very close. Like I said in one of my other readings, like before I like ever knew anything, that I feel like they were sisters or best friends. I hear hear her laughing, she's super bubbly. She's got that really outgoing personality. I feel like everybody loved her. The word sorority sister, so she also in a sorority. Yeah. She's like, I love my family. I think she only shows me like a single, like she doesn't have any brothers or sisters. I don't think. Like she just shows me they're standing alone. She says my parents don't know how to handle this. I was all they had.
Yeah. Yep.
They thought I was safe.
Yeah.
She says never in their wildest dreams. But I feel like she's like super smart and she got good grades. Like good grades comes in a lot with her. Or she and she didn't really have to try. She was still trying to make her parents proud. She comes across as, you know, they'd send her to college. She was there to learn and to party, she says, but she was trying to make them proud. I keep pulling up pink with her for some reason. I don't know if she liked it or something. She shows me like bubbly personality, like she would attract all kinds, she said. She says I wanted to make a difference. I feel like she wanted to make a difference with her major. It wasn't just something like, you know, that was just a regular job. It was, she wanted to make a difference. She said, I just want my parents to know I love them.
Okay.
And I tried to make them proud of me. Like the water was big with him, the beach was big with him, the lake, water sport. This fighter inside of her. I also feel like she got good grades, like she's super smart. She might even been into sports too. She shows me gymnastics. I don't know if she ever did gymnastics as a kid, but that kind of comes in, or tumbling or something. If she ever won any medals for her gymnastics, bringing it in, and she showed me her doing backflips, but she's got a medal on, so I wonder if she ever won any kind of anything. She shows me her and Ethan together holding hands. So she's happy they're together. I don't know where the letters come in at. You know, and the message is that I'm okay and I love you. Like, that's the message she wants to put across. I hear the word part of my path. But I don't know the area either. It could even be the name of a road. I don't know. The bones make sense. If I get anything else, look, the ball's going off. I didn't freaking touch it. I didn't touch it. The ball's going off. That's validation right there. Thank you, Dylan. You're the first one that's ever touched the cat ball. And I knew you would, because you're a strong boy. You're a strong man, I should say. Wow. Wow, you guys. That's validation right there. Okay. Maybe somebody from the area can help me out with what I'm... Look, it's going. Holy crap. I got the chills. I've been asking. I don't know how accurate it is, especially when I'm printing on a map and blowing it up, you know. Look, It's going off again. Holy crap. You guys are witnessing history on my channel because I've never had anybody, no one's ever messed with that. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Oh my God, look at it go. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Dylan. I don't know how to shut off the, it'd be better if it was like on something. You're just going, am I right? Oh my gosh, it's going. It's going so much. I'm not even moving, so it's not me. We're just going to sit here and watch him just get going with this, man. I cannot believe this is happening right now. He's validating that, you guys. So validating that. Thank you, Dylan. I knew I did it. I knew I did this for you tonight for a reason. Look at that thing go. Oh my God. Do that. So, look, ball's going off again. There we go. Wow, Dylan, you are really validating tonight. Thank you so much. You are one strong spirit. You always have been.
My grandpa was a Zodiac killer.
Hey, to the grandson of Richard Hoffman, I think you may be onto something there. I did a reading last year and got the name Richard and the description of someone that looks like your grandfather, possible authority figure and military. Also, I got the name Hoffman about a year before that around this time, which oftentimes I get things randomly and they end up fitting cases later. So stay tuned and I'll show you clips from that reading. But you may actually be right.
Talking about how my grandpa, Richard Hoffman, was a Zodiac killer.
I hear the word Hoffman, but I don't know how that fits. That might not even fit this case when it comes to my names. Okay, I don't know where military's coming in at.
Okay.
Because I'm getting military background, but I'm getting like brown hair and brown eyes. Could be getting, like how he's younger and he's got the brown hair and brown eyes. I'm for Richard too, so I don't know. Glasses, like he looks kind of smarter. And then I don't know at what age this is. I don't know if this is now. Like I can get him at any point in their life. They show me like an old guy with like white hair. So he could be old now, right? Or not alive anymore. Then it's weird, like I see like a flat line. They've never done that for me before. Because it's almost like his heart stopped. So it makes me wonder if he's on the other side.
In a grave somewhere. But I'm
at this point. He wasn't afraid he was going to get caught. For some reason, he knew he was going to get away with it for so long, and he wasn't going to ever get caught. Like more prominent, like chin. That kind of. I'm really pulled to that Richard name. Like that's what I was hearing before I came on.
Okay.
And I kept getting reference to like Delphi's name, the guy from Delphi's name. And then it was like I kept hearing, I was like, it came to me randomly before we came on here. So anytime anything comes to me randomly, it usually fits.
There you go.
Oh, glasses, glasses. I could see the glasses.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that is the kind of jaw and face shape I was trying to get at. Yes. Military cop, like that kind of feeling about him as well. Like I have the authority. Like there's some kind of authoritative feeling about him. There's an authority kind of feeling with him. Now I hear Rick, which is short for Richard. Me that name. Like I'm really pulled to the Richard name, but
It's all about Richard. Our name is Richard. I kept hearing name Richard. And I think that was his name. She referred to him as Richard, the Zodiac killer, the guy.
grandpa's name around for years, connecting him as the Zodiac motherfucking killer. As you can see here in all these pictures on the screen somewhere, that it looks convinced.
Mystery surrounds the slaying of a nursing school student who was out for a morning jog on the campus of the University of Georgia.
Good job, girls!
Lakin Riley was an avid runner and dreamed of becoming a nurse.
tides. I see a woman jogging and it feels like she's attacked. I don't know if it's the same person that attacked Rachel, but they show me a jogger. The woman seems to have dark hair. I don't know why they're taking me to Georgia area with that. So that's kind of confusing. I also get the name Tony. So names can be first, middle, or acquaintances. It might not even fit this case. So I don't know. That means he goes by Anthony or Antonio, because I kind of get that too. Like Tony is a nickname. I do keep getting that a woman running away in a dark ponytail. I keep seeing that a couple of readings. It's back again. So I don't know if that's the next victim or someone he's watching. And I see them like just in a sports bra. And they look like they're in shape. That's how I see them. I don't know. And I see them running away. I get a headache all of a sudden, but I get the word
that he used a weapon to seriously disfigure her skull, and that
and Alan. Not. I know that I'm not the reading. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Something similar. I also heard the name Jose, and I keep saying a nurse, so I don't know if that's a victim, but that's. To go, oh, here's another psychopath. I don't know if they're trying to say like he's illegal or he was in the process of getting, because it's like they take papers and they stamp immigration on it. Like she's got like long dark hair. Like it's pretty dark. I don't know if it's really dark brown or almost black, but it's kind of thick and it goes like mid back. So he's showing me a girl like that, and I don't really know why. I also get like a Jose connection. And remember, I hear ducks quacking. I don't know if there's a pond there or something, but I hear ducks quacking. I don't know.
Police were called at noon. 38 minutes later, investigators found her body in the woods near a lake on campus. They say she had visible injuries.
Because it won't go away till I say it. And there's a reference to someone hanging. So I don't know what that throat feeling to. So that's kind of, it came in together. It's weird. So there's got to be something there.
gathered on campus yesterday for a vigil to honor Laken Riley, as well as another student who died by suicide the night before Riley died.
Barge as well. So I don't know if that makes sense. And I hear boats. I can hear boats right now as we're talking, or as I'm talking to you guys. I can hear like beep beep from like a boat, like a larger boat. How they have those loud horns. What a barge really is, but I'm hearing barge. Myself, I'm kind of confused because I hear splash too, where like trash collects in the water. Because I can see trash collected like in the water. So you see someone sinking in water, but reaching up like this. So I don't know if that's him or if that's someone else that maybe drowned. This is so confusing. In the car, it's almost like I'm sinking, but I'm reaching up.
Put it out in case he's found soon, because I feel that push again. I did part of the cards, and they basically point towards the water. I really think he's in the water, about like a second curve of the river. They showed me like two curves. So unfortunately, I really do feel like he's in the water and he's stuck on something. There's more bridges further down. I haven't really looked at the map that much, honestly. It's when I pulled the church. Now it's symbolic for a street because he was last seen on Church Gay Street. Church/Gay Street. Eerily significant. This isn't great news. And my mind keeps going to the river. I really think he's unfortunately in the water, especially with reference to Wednesday that I'm getting right now. So the week, which that's the 20th, right? It's kind of interesting. They're kind of giving me 20th. So I'm just...
Confirms the news, too. They will be focusing efforts around the Cheatham Dam around noon today. The sheriff says this will be a basic shutdown. Strain has been missing for 12 days now since dipping by water and in the air for that missing college student.
Official activity we have seen along the riverfront in about a week. I have drones that will be used today.
Had a sit-down meeting with Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell.
United Cajun Navy to help them organize search party.
Found they're actually showing me him being pulled out of the water. So industrial area by there, but I see kind of like smoke. It's not really a smokestack. Like maybe like out here we have a place where there's like the steam comes up. It might be somewhere like that, but it's not like right by there, but I could see it. Like I'm maybe in front of it, and if I look back I could see it. Like that's the way it's coming in. And it's like I'm in front of the bridge, so if I look backwards, the bridge is behind me. That's the best way I can describe it. And also that stack would be behind me. I don't know how fast it goes though. I wonder if he would be further than 2 miles. And I heard today too that the barges usually find them. And I find that interesting because barge came in Elijah. So we all know how I get information before stuff happens. And all my cases lately are interconnecting due to... I didn't even know they had barges through there. So, I mean, that might be something that's significant because that's kind of coming to me as well.
Alert this morning in the search for missing college student Riley Strain. Metro Police confirm his body was found in the Cumberland River this morning. Today marked 2 weeks since Strain disappeared while on a fraternity trip in Nashville.
Businesses in this area were routinely checking the water every day for signs of Riley. Around 7:30 this morning, one of those businesses reported a body in the water. And
typically on the river, whether it's barge companies, concrete companies, other businesses that actually are on the river, and they look routinely, as it's happened countless times before. And as they moved, I believe, a barge, and don't quote me on that, they removed something from the river, and as they moved it, they noticed Mr. Strain. So
it would be like a second, like big curve, not a little curve. It feels like it kind of winds. Like it's a big wind. Do you know what I mean? Slip. Stuff was kind of finally coming to me because it's been a little bit, so he must be getting ready to be found. I keep getting a reference to a golf course for like days. I don't know who it fits, but golf course seems significant. So
anyway, like your equipment.
You like my equipment? I love that. Why don't you touch it? What happened?
3.
Oh. Be affected for what?
Elijah.
There's Elijah again. Every time I turn this thing on, there's Elijah again. Every single time. Elijah, play with the balls, baby. My son's also Elijah. They said Eli earlier, though. But, so they could have been... Oh, girl, you're way behind. That came out like last month. With Charles' prostate cancer.
Who are you?
Who am I? You guys know me. Come on. Especially if it's you, Elijah. You know who I am. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Elijah. Good catch, Kim. I wasn't even paying attention.
You saw me.
Oh, wow. The lights went off and it says, you saw me. I did see you, baby boy. Thank you. We saw him, guys. We saw him. Right? And how he said, you saw me after that? He knows who I am. He's in here all the time. Oh, it's going again. Thank you, Elijah. You love those balls, don't you, baby boy? I can always leave it up to you. I'm going to have to cut this part out. Because that's too, like, you saw me and then the lights went off and then they went off again. Told you, he loves those cat balls. He's the only one that plays with them. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. We love you. You know that. Right, baby boy? Is there anything?
Sacrifice.
Hmm?
We love talking.
You love talking. Well, we love you talking as long as you're nice.
I love this.
I love this. We love this too.
We're standing around you.
Oh, that makes me feel happy.
Cry.
I brought her home, cleaned her up.
The tub.
Trying to make sure this is loose. Tub and cry. Did someone cry in the tub?
I'm learning to use this.
Did it scare you? It just scared her. She's like, oh, that's loud. That was loud. You're learning to use this?
Terrible.
You're terrible at it? Libby, leave this.
Child.
Child. Cry the tub. I wonder if that's Elijah.
People here. I was punished.
That sounds like Elijah. I was punished. It keeps going off. It keeps going off. This is like the 4th or 5th time. Someone wants attention. What the heck? Maddie, is that you? I just was uploading your video. Is that you? Or who is here? Touch it if it's you. Holy crap. Hi, Maddie. I just finished uploading Madeline Soto's video, and the ball started going off. Well, it's not finished uploading yet, but it's uploading now. The ball started going off, and I just asked her to touch it if it was her, and it got touched. With the balls, is Jose Ibarra the one that attacked you? The balls keep going off. I just want to know if that's you. Can you validate? Holy crap. Oh my gosh, is that a yes? Is that a yes? You just answered me. Can you touch him one more time? Holy crap. Rachel, are you here? Is Jose Ibarra the one that hurt you as well? There's an awful lot. Oh my god. Okay, well, there we have it, folks. Holy I'm freaking. I shut off the camera. It went off 2 more times. Everybody's still, so no one's making it move. Rachel, is that you? I've never had a spirit actually answer with these balls before, so... Is that a... I'm pretty sure that's a yes. I'm afraid to turn this off because then it's going to go off again. Thank you so much. Wow.
Wait, like for instance with Audrey, you know, even though I saw her sinking and her hands tied in water, I was questioning it because it wasn't coming in the reading. So now I'm going to be taking my random visions more seriously. Road. I thought I found it, but they searched and it's not it, or they didn't find him, unless that's an area that I don't know. But the crossroads, one road goes one way, one goes another, and then the one that I keep seeing loops around. So that's interesting. Frozen, because if you guys have had any snow out there, or whatever, he would have been frozen for a period of time, especially if he was covered in water at that point in time, which winter time, you guys have rain, you have snow, so it's the water level is rising. You see what I mean? And also the road's significant. Okay. A lot of the bodies are found near roads, but in this one, I keep looking off, like closer to roads, because that's what it feels like. I did kind of the same thing with Madeline Soto when I was looking for her on my own. I kept looking for woods off the side of the road because that's what I felt. So road seems to be significant here because we have the crossroad and we have the road, and it's almost like someone just like finds a place, goes, you know. And then we have the school, wooded area. So wooded area is so important. Sorry about my birds. It's the middle of the day. This card comes in every single time. Sorry, it does. I pull it every single time. And then we have the stored card. So again, I felt like he was stored for a certain point in time. It also takes me back to the frickin' storage. There's something about that storage. They need to search the storage. If it's not the storage that we know about, it's got to be a different one. They need to search the storage and the area around the storage. I get this sword card every single time. Got storage in the reading. Just saying. Okay. Oh, my ball's going off. Look at that. Look at that. Holy crap. Validation, guys. I know it's the middle of the day. You can't see it, but pay attention to right here. And that's me noticing it. It might have went off before that.
Actually, I'm not thinking he got very far, depending. I kept hearing like within 5 miles where he's at. Like he might have fallen just right. You know what I mean? Or stumbling at some point. We should just say that. But when I see him stumbling like through rocks or like uneven ground. Turned around. And again, system, and for some reason I take off, I'm disoriented. And the reason why I feel like at some point he had to be walking on uneven ground. For some reason it feels like super rocky. And like stumble, fall, lose my footing, can't see, that kind of feeling. Maybe a hillside or a cliff or something of that sort. I keep seeing like kind of like jagged rock. It's like really kind of rocky in that area, but there's shrubs and things like that. Super disoriented. And for some reason I feel like maybe he's been overlooked or something, like say almost like a canyon crevice. Somewhere that's, it feels like I've fallen down into, but that little boy that went missing, they missed his remains. Like they found him recently. And it wasn't far from where, like, he went missing from. I find that kind of a weird, like, I fall down into something, and I feel like I fall. Like, that's how it keeps, that's what I keep feeling. And I keep hearing, like, if you, me back to the accident cards as I'm typing, they tend to do that. Also, always show me, like, jagged rocks, edges, foliage, brushes, cactuses. I also feel like where they seem to be. It's like maybe his phone did die, and he threw it because he got ticked and it died, and that he didn't have a map, so I hear the words winging it. It's actually in. He may have seemed okay, but sometimes things catch up with you later. That's something we have to think about. I'm getting that he wanted to leave in a hurry. Jay wanted to do what he wanted to do, and no one was going to tell him any different or give him any other directions. Her sign, and I saw some on the map, so they would look exactly like I was seeing. So this may be by an area where hiking happens sometimes. And I feel like he was still stumbling throughout the day, obviously. Like, he slipped, fell, and there's a reference to a head injury. Like, I'm stumbling around at some point. I do feel like these loose rocks or something. There's a reference again to, like, cliffs or jagged rocks. The word lost at me. And it's weird, they're giving me helicopter circling, so he may have fallen just like in a rocky type area where there may be water if it rains, like a ravine, a cliff area, something like that. There seems to be layers of rocks, and they're falling down somewhere. You can't see them from the sky. And again, my chest and my head are hurting, so that seems to be involved. And I've been told many times this area has been searched I've been told many times. Areas have been searched to only have people found there later. There's a reference to an S, so I don't see a bull. He's fallen in a spot where he's covered by foliage and may even be a crevice or close. So I don't know if they just missed him or didn't take the search this area. of a gang or people that were violent at some point. Doesn't necessarily feel, and he will, I feel, be found sooner than later. I feel like at this moment his looks may have changed in some aspect. He may have changed his hair, letting his facial hair grow. It looks maybe, just different. I also get the name Hernandez and something similar. She shows me him in silver handcuffs. So she says they're hot on his trail. She gives me the justice card. She shows me dark around him, meaning that he is surrounded by dark. And she kind of goes like that too. And she says, 5859. So she goes like that. And I know I already gave like this kind of stuff in my, it's in the hands of the police now. Justice will be served. I feel I keep picking up a bar too. So there's a reference to that as well. So maybe the guy likes to drink or hang out there. Facial hair. So I don't know if maybe he's grown it out to cover, and maybe his hair might even be grown out, but obviously brown eyes, but they look almost black at times. His hair seems to have a wave to it, and I'm only seeing bits and pieces. Our acquaintances, it might not even fit this case, so I don't know. That means he goes by Anthony or Antonio, because I keep seeing someone being arrested and then maybe for something else that happened, and they don't realize who he is, if I'm perceiving that right. I see cop lights and him being on the ground, face down, hands behind the head, so that tells me an arrest. I'm hoping I'm picking up on, I hope that all this is the stuff for him. But I also get a reference to a park. So I feel it will happen at a park or something. But I feel in some way his looks have changed, whether that be what life has done to him or something, like maybe a little bit skinnier or something. He's done that in order to hide who he is. I keep getting like facial hair and longer hair as we're talking. Like he may look way different than who everybody's looking for. But he comes across. Also hear the name Victor. Again,
DNA evidence, local police and FBI agents were able to arrest Victor Antonio Martinez Hernandez in Tulsa, Oklahoma last night. According to officials, Martinez Hernandez entered the U.S. illegally last year from El Salvador, where he was wanted for murder. During today's press conference, Sheriff Jeff Gaylor had this message for the White House.
A reference to the month of February and also July. Also getting like 12 in December too.
Again. Police say the suspect is a citizen of El Salvador who illegally crossed the border in February of last year. After the suspect has known gang ties and a red notice for his arrest in El Salvador. There's a Harford County woman was killed by an illegal immigrant from El Salvador. In July 2022, police say a 17-year-old migrant who they say was an MS-13 gang member killed 20-year-old Kayla Hamilton. Fox 45 News spoke to her mother just last week about an undocumented migrant convicted of sexual assault in Baltimore County, where authorities released him despite an ICE detainer.
That Summer, is that you? And it started going off again. It went off twice. It paused the TV. It said, Summer, is that you? And it went off again. Look at that. Because I just did her astrology thing and I had that dream. I don't know why. Maybe she's coming around more. Maybe I need to revisit with it being Mercury retrograde. Is this Summer Wells? The balls have been kind of quiet lately. Summer, is that you, honey? Is that you, Summer? Touch it one more time if it's you. Just to confirm. Is that you, Summer? Thank you. Is there some... something that you're needing? Or are you just wanting to say hi?
Like, that's what I keep seeing. I keep seeing this guy do that. And he's driving, he's definitely got Dylan in the truck. And he's driving, because I can hear it. And it's like, after he does what he does, he takes it and he parks it back at the thing. But I feel like I'm being dropped down in something. It might even be just a hole. But if we take, like, again, it's going to be near water. I don't understand the school. I don't understand that card. It came in twice, but I don't get it. But I don't know the area either. It could even be the name of a road. I don't know. The bones make sense. But random area inside water. But it makes me feel like it's underground water, though. Not like I said, not like a river or a creek or something like that. Like, I hear it trickling down rocks. Like, I'm hearing an echo. Like, if I was to yell, like, there would be an echo. So this is somewhere that's like, I feel like I'm being dropped in, like, again, an old well, an old mine shaft, something that with like a tunnel that you drop down that goes down underground that would have water trickling inside. That's how it comes across. I don't, that just keeps repeating. It's almost like I feel like I pick him up out of the truck and I chuck him down something that I know about. Not me, but the perpetrator. I'm the perpetrator right now, being put in his shoes. And I feel like he was too lazy to like dig a hole and bury him. Like, he's not buried that way. He's like in something that's like a tunnel, like underground. Like I said, like an old well, an old mine shaft, an old something that has that he knows about, because it's like he ran across it or something. But it's got to be within vicinity of work and home, which are the same place. In the desert. I know. That making sense. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody from the area. All right, I'm done with that because it's just repeating. If I get anything else, look, the ball's going off. I didn't freaking touch it. I didn't touch it. The ball's going off. That's validation right there. Thank you, Dylan. You're the first one that's ever touched the cat ball. And I knew you would, because you're a strong boy. You're a strong man, I should say. Wow. Wow, you guys. That's validation right there. Okay, maybe somebody from the area can help me out with what look at, it's going. Holy crap, I got the chills. I've been asking him to touch that thing, like, invalidate for me. He's validating what I just told you guys. So we need to find somebody from the area that knows what I'm talking about. I've been saying, like, a well or something like that for quite a while, but no one wants to check or listen on that thing. And, like, again, the pendulum, I don't know how accurate it is, especially when I'm printing out a map and blowing it up, you know? Look it, it's going off again. Holy crap, you guys are witnessing history on my channel, because I've never had anybody, no one's ever messed with that. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. Oh my God, look at it go. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Dylan. I don't know how to shut off it'd be better if it was like on something. You're just going, am I right? Oh my gosh, it's going. It's going so much. I'm not even moving, so it's not me. We're just going to sit here and watch him just get going with this, man. I cannot believe this is happening right now. He's validating that, you guys. So validating that. Thank you, Dylan. I knew I did it. I knew I did this for you tonight for a reason. Look at that thing go. Oh my God, Dylan. Thank you. First one to touch that damn ball. Okay. That's validation. That's validation. He's got to be in somewhere, like I said, a whale or a mine shaft or something that has a tunnel that he could just be chucked down, because that's what I see the dude doing. Allegedly, I see him taking him and like throwing him down something. And it echoes, and there's rocks around it, and the water trickles. And my chest hurts really bad with that. So you guys just saw Dylan validate that for me with the ball, with the cat ball. That's a new thing. I'm gonna find a way. I can't. I wish I could just turn off that light right there. It'll be too dark without it. So we need to, like, I don't know. Crime. He was staying there. Details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating, and in the future, the killer may admit guilt. May. I don't know, because the dude thinks that because there's no body, there's no crime, but he might. Thing is they told him if they offered him a deal, he would, and they don't want to do that. So, look, ball's going off again. There we go. Wow, Dylan, you are really validating tonight. Thank you so much. You are one strong spirit. You always have been. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making my night. You don't know how many times I've wanted somebody to touch the darn cat ball.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate. There is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. Like iron from the fire, getting stronger.